Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Mayor's Office, episode 2, numero dos. We've got one step late with us today.
What's up, boys?
We've got a couple of topics we're going to go over today. Cal, make yourself known as well.
SoundBoi, you know me from last week. Come on now, you better stop this, trying to make me introduce myself.
Alright then, so we brought one on this week, and we wanted to go over, to start with, we wanted to go over competitive routes that, well, from all of us, but first off, we're gonna ask one about it. And I think all of us started in Street Fighter 4, right? We all have experience with 4. I can't remember if Cal has experience in 4.
I was very casual in 4. Yeah, I didn't actually do anything like competitive with 4, but I played it. Like I bought it like on vanilla, you know.
I was in the exact same boat.
Yeah,
I never took it seriously.
Like I'm pretty sure we all played 4 like casually, but we all kind of sucked, honestly.
I was ass. I played T-Hawk.
Yeah, I was whack. I tried to tier horror as well, you know.
Really?
I
tried tier horroring with Yun.
You tier horrored with Yun?
But I actually really liked Yun. I thought he was really cool.
Disgusting, man. But like,
I definitely tier horrored with Cammy as well. But again, I like the characters. Like, it's not completely my fault.
Who did you play, Morgans?
I played Cody all the way through.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I'm a loyalist. He was whack as well. But I was, because I don't think I've ever asked one. How did you actually get into 4? How did you pick it up?
Right. So, when I was a kid, right, obviously I was a poor kid. All my friends would buy games like a couple a month, where I'm like sitting there like, okay, I've got to think about what I buy because this has got to last me like some time. My friend picked up Street Fighter 4 vanilla. And he was like, oh yeah, you should pick it up. I was like, okay, a fighting game's good, right? That's mad replayability. Let me do it. I picked it up. Then a couple of other friends picked it up, and then we all started playing together. We'd go around each other's houses and stuff, and see who's the best. Do like proper sets and everything, and that's how I got into it, really.
You see, mine was similar because I used to have a mate from school, and we always used to like play fighting games together, and we always used to go. We used to split the money on the cost, and we used to share the games between each other because again, we were poor as well. We didn't get many games, and there was a point where I think it was in Street Fighter 4's lifespan that he stopped wanting to play with me because the sets were going a bit too one-sided, and that's when I started to realise that I wanted to compete in them a little bit because I was getting kind of nice with it.
Yeah. With my friends, we had the same thing, right? But like, it sort of like drove us to get better than the other person. So if one person got mad, we were like, all right, we need to grind out the game, and then we're like just trying to constantly one up each other.
Mine's just similar. Like it started off that we had quite like a wide friends group, and then more and more people dropped off as we went on. But there was always like 3 or 4 people off the top of my mind that stayed, and we were still like super casual, right? But we were all like, "Oh man, he's starting to win a bit more. Like we need to play a bit harder, you know." But I have fond memories of 4, even on a casual level. Like the reason I picked T-Hawk was I was so like ass at execution. But
You were a T-Hawk player.
Yeah, command grabs are easy.
Oh,
so I was like, oh, just
player.
command grab him. You know what I mean?
He was like Incognitus. Oh no.
I hate T-Hawk. I just don't like him as a character. I think he's really boring.
I didn't understand how command grabs worked for so long in 4, and his Ultra 1 did like 600 damage. It could one hit kill you.
Wake up backdash on a meaty and then do Ultra. I used to hit everyone.
Oh, fuck that character, I swear to God. Serious question though, how many of you man were Wi-Fi warriors during 4? Because I was a Wi-Fi warrior.
On Xbox, yeah.
360 wireless adapter and everything.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, I was going to go Ethernet at first, but my mom didn't like me because I live in the loft, right? So the modem was all the way on the bottom floor in the living room. So I bought an Ethernet that went all the way down the stairs and everything. My mom hated it. And then my uncle gave me his adapter and we switched it around. And so I wasn't born a Wi-Fi adapter. I was playing good, but my mom didn't like it. So.
You were forced down that road, like.
Yeah, what? Legit, what?
I had the opposite.
God, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So my router's upstairs. Like I live in the upstairs now, but when I was younger, I lived downstairs next to like my living room, and like I'd try my best to move upstairs because the router was there, and like after years of pushing, I eventually got it. You know. Thank Christ.
You see, like, I thought my connection was good on Wi-Fi. I was one of those stupid kids who thought Wi-Fi was just the same as a wired connection. But, like, every single connection I used to get was at least 7 or 8 frames of delay. But to me, that felt crispy. That felt bare crispy to me. And then I go into training mode, I wouldn't have to play the game anymore.
don't know if I felt the delay, but I feel like if it was an EU connection, like it was more than playable, for sure. You'd get the one-off guy that's just like really laggy, but like played with friends, they were all on Wi-Fi. We had no issues. It was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, back then it felt fine to me, but now I played Street Fighter 5 competitively. Oh fucking hell! I can't play the game anymore online. It's horrible.
No, there's like slight delays. I'm like, the set's done, bro. That's not. It's not real.
Sure fact.
This isn't the offline setting. I'm done. Like, it's a slight spike.
So, like, did any of you guys travel during 4, or was it only Street Fighter 5 where you all started to pick up competitively for events and stuff?
5 it was for me, yeah. 5.
Yeah.
Was it 5 for you, Carl?
Yeah. So, well, actually, technically, in 4. I did go to an event, but it was in Edinburgh, so I don't want to count that as traveling, right? But I did go. I did ask because I was terrible, but I wanted to see what it was like, and we went, and it was fun and whatnot. But when I went traveling for a competitive interest was 2018, which was my first ever tournament, or major rather.
Was that for VSF?
That's right, yeah. So the only thing I did before that was 2 Newcastle locals, and then I went to DSF.
So we all got air start in Street Fighter 5 then. So, I mean, we'll go into it later because that's a separate topic we've got going, boiling down for later with Gfinity and such. I'd say that was one like big thing that you had early on in Street Fighter. we'll pull a couple of things up for that. But before that, did you have any competitive, like, did you travel at all, any placings before Gfinity? Because honestly, I don't think I've ever asked you this.
Yeah, I went to, I think I went to like a couple WSOs. I went to Celtic Throwdown. That was the first big event I've been to. I think I got like 25th. So I didn't do too bad.
That's pretty decent, to be honest.
Yeah. That's really good.
But that's about it. But actually, in Luxembourg, I used to live in a foreign country for like a year or so. And when SF5 came out, I was like, bro, there has to be like some kind of local FGC or something, right? So I Googled around and found something. And I couldn't make the first one. I made the second one, and I won. I won this. So I won the whole thing. I won like a Ryu amiibo. I won a championship belt.
Oh, you still got it?
Yeah, they sewed on the V for like Street Fighter 5. It's like an old WWE thing. But, yeah.
I thought you so good.
Windows still there. Show all my kids. I've even got. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, I went to one event with SF4. I won this. If you can read it, it says
That's great.
You're blinding me. Here you go. The Baycast Street Fighter 4. Very nice, dude.
Yeah.
Got a trophy and it's chilling in the room.
Exactly.
Wait, I want
yeah, that was SF4.
Man said he was casual. You got a trophy. What do you think casual means?
Who did you win with?
I mean, I was.
I
won with Cammy.
I was kind of hoping you'd say over you.
No, I think I was learning Evil Ryu at the time, but Cammy was like my main then. Yeah.
Why don't you play Cammy in this game?
Because Karen's here.
Fair play.
That's
Fair
literally it. Because I remember it was E3 in one of the Sony. It was the Sony conference, and they revealed Birdie and Cammy. I was like, all right, I'm playing Cammy. She looks sick. I'm playing Cammy. But then Karen came along, and I was like, okay, I'm playing Karen.
It was because of Alpha, right? Because everyone was telling you that Karen was cool and you wanted to give her a go or something.
Yeah, so in SF4, there was a very vocal minority that they wanted Karen. I was like, who the hell's Karen? I don't know who she is. Looked up Alpha 3 videos and I was like, oh, dude, she's pretty cool. And so I was part of the minority. I mean, I was more of a lurker. I never really vocally said it. Then eventually SF5 trailer came out. I remember it came out I was at work. I was about to leave. And my friend texted me saying, you might want to check out have you seen this character trailer? I was like, no, go check it out. So I logged back into my computer and everything. So she looked so cool, man. And her new design and everything was it was sick. I was like, all right, I'm playing this character. And then I remember like even further on, there was like preview events in Japan and stuff. And Kazunoko picked her up. And I saw him play and I was like, damn, this is really cool. And obviously I was playing Young back then as well. So even then, like, I was like, okay, this is like a natural transition, no? And I've never looked back. She's just mad fun.
She was pretty sick on the first builds, I remember. Because everyone was playing Birdie, but there were like 2 or 3 carrying players in those early builds. She was.
They made her
sick.
look mad cool, man.
Yeah, she had the
they
sick
just, like,
combo.
first cemented that, like, I'm playing this character. Like,
Actually,
for sure.
that's a good question. Who was your like vanilla 5 character? Who did you pick up when it was 16 characters? Who did you pick?
But one was Karen, right, for sure.
Yeah, Karen.
Like, you
sure,
haven't picked
yeah.
anyone else.
Karen.
What about you, Logan?
I was Ken at this for the first month, and then I switched to Alex as soon as he came out.
Yeah.
I have a curse history.
I was
Street
with you.
Fighter.
Both of you went to Alex then.
Yeah.
We're the same person. We're literally the same person.
When I bought the game, I played a little bit of Birdie, and then I was like, I don't know if I feel this game. And then they revealed Alex, and I was like, oh, that's my character. So I like switched around the cast until Alex came out. Then I just played Alex for the whole rest of the season.
That's exactly what I did. And then I switched to Balrog, started season 2, I think. And then I went to Jury. I have a really bad track record with characters in fighting games. I always end up picking people that are like bottom half of mid tier. I want a top tier so bad. But talking about competitive routes, because obviously a lot of us, I'd say like Street Fighter 5's kind of made us all in terms of like the players that we are. So like I wanted to say like for one specifically, from the start of Street Fighter 5, like how did you go about improving massively in Street Fighter 5? Because I'd say like quite free, you're one of the best Karens of your unit. So love you, babe.
He definitely doesn't believe that, by the way.
You got a boss mark up their arse while they're on. But like, what were the big things that you actually strived to improve as you were like, because when you started out, like you were like platinum for a while, right? And then you went diamond, and then it was a slow climb up to like grandmaster and stuff. And you just kind of shot up.
I think for me, because it's the way I started playing this game, right? I only played this game when I streamed it because I was like full-time work. Then I was like uni. It was my final year and all that. So all I did was play the game and stream. And I think there's a massive issue with doing that. I think I've sort of broken out of that because the problem is when you're streaming, you're obviously thinking about not just the game. You're not focused on the game. You're talking to chat. I remember like there was one point when I was streaming and I was like, bro, I can't concentrate. Let me just shut up for a second.
Yeah, it's hard,
and
man.
I won the game, yeah. So like that's what I did. And so my whole gameplay, my game style, it was all just like autopilot. I was just getting by doing stuff. Then there came a point where in Celtic Throwdown, so 2017, I remember I was fighting Incognitus. And something just like clicked in my head. I was like, okay, I lost the first game. And that whole tournament was 1-3. I lost the first game. And I was like, wait a second. I need to just sit and think. So I took a second. I had long breaths and everything. And I fully just focused. And I brought it back 3-1. And then from there, it just like clicked that. Like, it's so simple, right? Just thinking more. Like putting more focus and effort into what you're doing. Now, mind you, after that, I still autopiloted.
Yeah.
But it was just like adding that like more thought process, more thinking, more just like keeping it simple, sort of just adding that to my gameplay, more learning how to actually play the game, watching others, playing with others. Like I think I've improved mostly because I play long sets with the likes of yourselves, watching others, taking notes, actually labbing. And I think the biggest improvement I've made was I was hard stuck master for like half a year. I sort of fell back into the of just like streaming and playing. And I went through a rough time, not just like in the game, just like outside of the game. And I was like, okay, I need to just take a break. I need to stop streaming. And I stopped streaming for like a good 3 weeks to a month. And in that time, all I did was play the game only when I wanted to play the game. And when I did play, I played sets with Afro Stain. We would just like run sets all the time. And in that, like, so the potential was within me the whole time. It was just a matter of like tapping into it, unlocking it, sort of learning it and understanding it. And again, just thinking. And so, yeah, I guess like it's the idea of taking a break, but taking it whilst doing something to improve yourself in the game. You know what I mean?
I think a big thing about what you just mentioned was you said there was a point where like it clicked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think for a lot of people, when you're starting out and you're just starting to get the hang of the game, like your controls are on point, you can finally do everything you want to do with the character. It gets to that point where you have to start treating the opponent like a human. Because a lot of the time, I'd say up until like only just a year ago, I used to just kind of just like go through the motions. I didn't used to think the other person on the other end was thinking and adapting as we played. So if I threw you 4 times in a row, I wasn't really thinking about the implications of that and what you would do in response to me throwing you that much. Like, I feel like people really underestimate how much just thinking logically can improve you in a fighting game, because a lot of people don't do it, I find, especially in ranked.
I was just going to say, as you said ranked, I was saying the one thing that really reinforces that autopilot is when you play ranked every day or nearly every day. Because the thing is the people that you're going to run into that not only are good enough to have that level of like mental ability, right? So like really strong players that are also engaging in that. They're also choosing to engage in that, because if they're in the ranked mindset as well, they're going to just be doing whatever, right? And if you do that every day, which is something I've fallen into numerous times, I've had to go, fuck, right, I need to actually start thinking now, is you start, your game plan becomes super autopilot-y. And it takes something to break that. You know what I mean? Again, playing sets with your friends or with really strong players or going offline a lot and people telling you like, look, why do you keep doing this? Had that a few times where you sat down and they're like, look, can you just like stop doing this, please? And I'm like, okay, sure. It's normally MQS, but it's like you need that. I think you need that break from the ranked mindset.
Yeah, for sure.
Fully agree.
I think ranked hurts you as a player, specifically in 5, because ranked, it doesn't really have a cap to it. You'll just continually get like the same players who you can beat with a super simplistic game style over and over. It kind of forces a get it done quick mentality.
The thing as well I was going to bring up was one said it earlier but not wrote it in the chat, about how difficult it is to stream and play properly.
It's really hard.
Same time. It's why I don't really stream that much, because I think it's really difficult, and I respect everyone that does it consistently, because it's hard. It's hard, man. Like,
you got to hold the conversation while playing. That's difficult.
I want to talk to chat. I want to piss about. I'm not playing serious. You know what I mean? And then I lose all my points, and I'm like, then I get salty. You know?
Exactly.
It's like it's too hard.
It's really difficult to do. Like a lot of people who don't stream think it must be so easy to do. But like as soon as you start holding a conversation with someone, that you have to check the chat every now and again as you're doing like mid-range, because a second in a fighting game is like a year.
A lot can happen.
It's a long time. It's really difficult to maintain that conversation. You'll lose your train of thought trying to think about what the opponent's doing. So a lot of times I just shut up when I'm sweating.
And then you just like have them in the back of your mind. Even if you're not looking at chat, like you've got something in the back of your mind that's not the video game. That's the issue, I feel.
For sure. Like if someone wants to walk in, like it happens all the time. Like I share like the upstairs with family, and people don't really knock on that. So like I'll be mid set, like my dad will like open the door. He's like, "Can I chuck darts, mate?" I'm like, I'm in the middle of a set, and he's like, "So how's your day going, mate?" And I'm like, "Trying to compete." Did it to me the CPT. But that's like again trying to compete like that. Trying to compete like that. Like my points are on the line, Dad. No, it's like if I was in tournament, that'd be fucking brutal. So trying to stream is like the same thing. I'm good.
Because I've noticed that every single streamer has the exact same thing they'll say. They'll be in a set. If they get hit one way that they don't want to get hit, they'll just be like, right, let me just shut the fuck up for a sec. And then they'll just lean in.
It's my favourite bit.
Everyone does it. Everyone.
Yeah. I think you can even tell when they don't have a camera on. You know what I mean? They're just like, and then like, you see them.
It's the deep breath. You can tell they're leaning in across the mic.
You're like the creak of the chair. You're like, oh, okay.
Aye.
Gamer mode enabled, isn't it?
Honestly, this wasn't a topic that we had planned, but now that you brought it up, I think it's quite interesting to ask. Because I'd say, like, one is quite invested in growing his stream as a community and putting a lot of production value in his stuff. Because, like, one takes a lot of pride in his main channel and, like, keeping a level of production quality. Like, what kind of steps have you made in the last, I'd say, like, 2 years, like, going forward, trying to, like, grow your stream? Specifically with Street Fighter, obviously, because we were having a conversation about this, like, 20 minutes ago? In that Street Fighter is quite hard to grow channels with now, but what have you done to grow the channel personally?
That's a good question. I wish I had a good answer for that. I mean, I'm just doing me, man. In all honesty, like, I'm okay with, obviously, like, I think every streamer, every creator wants bigger numbers. You know what I mean? That's always the end goal. Like, they want more numbers, they want more everything. But I don't want to, like, burn myself out doing this. Because it's something I like really enjoy, and I obviously I feel like with streaming, it's like it's like a constant in life. Like, okay, you've got a schedule you've set. You've got like a few hours away from the real world, just to chill and have fun, play games and stuff like that. That's why a lot of people on stream like, why are you always smiling? Why are you so upset? Even though I'm losing like mad points, and I'm probably like fuming inside. Like at the same time, it's just like I'm just streaming. It's whatever, it's not a big deal. I'm just doing me. I'm just having fun. You know what I mean? Like the second it's not being fun for me, I'm gonna stop. It's why, we were just talking before the stream started about like YouTube content and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna enjoy making Street Fighter content for YouTube. Like right now, I'm having mad fun just like making clips and highlights out of like flipping Among Us. You know what I mean? So if I
it's more fun.
Have fun, yeah. If I find it fun, then I'm gonna do it at the end of the day. If obviously I want to grow as a streamer, I want a bigger community. I like having like people about, but like I'm not gonna force it. I've been doing this since 2016, and there's people that have started streaming before, like well after me, and they've gotten bigger and everything. It doesn't faze me as much. It's a bit like, okay, well, I kind of wish I got bigger numbers, but like as long as I'm enjoying this, because I've always got everyone's got stuff to do like IRL, like outside of the game and streaming and everything. So as long as it's like it's not. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not getting a good conclusion point. But
no, but I get what you mean.
What I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you like the idea of growing, but like it's not on a priority as long as you enjoy streaming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like I was saying, it's not your job, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. If there's things to do where like, so say like YouTube and putting clips on Twitter. That's why I don't post a lot on YouTube. You could see like I had like a 3 years of no content on YouTube.
Merry
Twitter,
Christmas from OneStepLayered, everyone.
Yeah. Barely posted clips on Twitter, but if I find a time to do it and I want to do it and I think it's good, then I'll do it. Which is why some of you may have seen I've posted that Car Infinite thing where I'm just doing Block Torochi over and over again.
Rip Carlo drummer, by the way.
Bro, I've been doing that to that guy for about 2 years. He still hasn't learned. So I was like, bro, this is like way clip worthy. I'm gonna definitely post this onto her. So like, yeah, I mean, if there's a point, it like it brings itself out to be like, oh yeah, you should do this. I'll do it. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't ever like, oh man, I'm gonna make a video now. I'm gonna do this. That,
yeah, as soon as it becomes a chore, it's gonna show in the content that you're doing it as a chore now. You've got to enjoy what you're doing, especially with content like this because it's all personality driven.
Definitely, yeah, I agree. Yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing me, man. If the numbers get bigger, the numbers get bigger. If they get smaller, then what can you do?
I mean, a lot of times, like for me personally, I feel like Cal might be the same here in that if you have a smaller community, it's much easier to be like more intimate with them. Not in like a super close way, but you can hold like genuine conversations with them between streams and stuff.
Yeah, like I think with smaller streams specifically, because I don't do it consistently at all, as I'm sure you're aware. It's like I know most people that turn up is just like my mates. You know what I mean? Just like people that I know, and the odd person comes in, they're like, hey, I'm new, and I'm like, oh, what's up? Like I get to know them because there's like 5 people. You know what I mean? It's like it is what it is. But oh man, it's difficult, man. I don't like streaming's like a different ball game. I'm not very good at it. And you know what it is? It's the like you will learn, right, how to get used to streaming and playing at the same time. You would learn. A lot of people have done it and they've gone through that initial period. I can't be arsed. And at the same time, yeah, as I'm sure you read in the chat with C5, every time I see the stream,
I didn't want to say anything, man.
some shit. I don't know why.
I don't want to mention.
Fam, who is he waiting for, man? Let us know.
I don't know, man. Every single time I do something, I've got fucking barbecue beef, man. I've got Muriel, like everybody. Everybody. I don't stream. I don't even look for this. This happened.
I mean, you might think you're not very good at it, but I think you're fucking hilarious when you stream.
Nobody seems to like me. Like, what is it? What am I doing wrong?
Oh my gosh. I think that's just like it proves that like you just got to enjoy it and not worry about anything else, and the people will come if they want to come. People like you as well. Don't like obviously look. There's people here to watch you, Cal. All right, don't worry. Don't sweat that. Trust me.
Yeah. No, I'm not sweating that. It's just like literally, yeah. You tune in, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're not gonna get the likes of Muriel and Beef Burger Man, but
The most unpredictable stream.
Yeah.
I mean, then again, do you really want man like Muriel to like you at the end of the day?
Very true.
Like,
Not wrong.
you can pass on that. I think that one's fine. Nothing lost in it.
Exactly. It's not like it's like Twitter beef. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't do anything to me. Like, it's not like I'm going out there. I'm going like, damn, I've not made another friend, man. Damn it. I'm just like, bro, you're never gonna meet me in real life. I don't give a shit. Right?
Well, one's had that as well with that Rico lad, the French dude who called him a lag cheater or something multiple times.
Oh my god, you're really bringing that up, bro.
Bro, the reason I'm bringing it up is because I keep meeting that man online and he's pissing me off.
He's a casual monster. What can I say?
Oh my god!
If you guys don't know, basically, there's a video on YouTube. If you search my name, all right, of this guy who called me a lag cheater. This is season 1. It did look laggy. I mean, I don't remember the guy. I don't know how the match went on my side. But yeah, he just called me out. But what can you do? To be fair, in season 1, I was playing on a copper wire because my building didn't have fiber, so it's understandable.
Yeah.
Can't hate on that.
And to be fair,
Don't
we
know
have
about
had relay
cheater,
servers in the past, so I think you are a lag cheater. To be fair.
All right, one bar boy.
Oh, nah, don't bring that up. That's personal. That's a personal attack on me.
All right, we're coming to 22, so I've got to move the topic on. So the next big thing we wanted to bring on was I'd say this was one to come up. To be fair, the big Gfinity series featuring names such as Thomas B. And I forgot who else was in it, but one was in Gfinity. I think one was on Team XL, if I remember correctly.
That's right, yeah.
XL's own, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Rise up!
I might have to hit you with the rise up on the outro.
Oi, after the outro, we do Rise Up instead of
I'll
me
do
and
the
Adjourn.
soft one where I just go like,
Yeah. 3-man Rise Up.
you know the soft one.
Wait, what the fuck was that, kid?
You know the soft one. He doesn't do that. He went like that.
Oh, the soft one!
Like Abigail, like VT2.
He proper leans into it. Man was like Goku trying to go Super Saiyan.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
I still can't believe he did that, but yeah, go on, sorry.
Alright, so Gfinity. So I remember this super like foggy in my brain, but someone told me about the tryouts for it. I never signed up for them. But I remember the Gfinity process. There was a sign up period, wasn't there? You had to like play some exhibition matches against players in the pool, and then you got picked out of like a bracket or something.
Sort of. So basically, so what happens is you start off in the Challenger Series, and it's basically just a double elimination tournament. I don't think it wasn't double elimination before the season. I think it was the last 2 seasons were double elimination, but I'm not sure on that. But the other ones were single elim. So basically, yeah, just a regular tournament. Everyone signs up for it, and the further you get into the tournament, the more points you get. Those points add up throughout the whole season, and then the top 30 are considered, so that they're in like a little pool of, yeah, you might get picked up. And so each of the 8 teams will then decide if they want to pick you up during the draft process. And the teams already have like their main players, or they can decide out the group, the pool of players that got top 30 and so on. So they have their main lineup, and then they'll have the drafts, which is the people from the pool of players. And then from there, if you get picked up, then you're part of the team, whatever. And then after that, yeah, you get a chance to play if your team wants you to play every week.
Was this the one where, if I remember correctly, Chris at X made that tweet about Gfinity? Is this the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, Chris X.
Bingo. We're getting all the drama in today.
Fuck you. Anyway,
Jesus.
moving on.
Jesus.
So, I think your team ended up winning, right? Your team ended up winning Gfinity, if I remember correctly. Or was it?
They won. I think they won the first season.
I might be thinking about the different season.
The last season.
But the season I was in.
Was a
Yeah, the last season I was in. Yeah, Team Vitality won the latest season. Yeah.
Okay.
We came second. Yeah, we came second. I remember now. Yeah.
That's
It
so
was a bit
hurtful.
rough.
You said the latest season, and it was like 2 years ago.
Who was on your team on Axel? Who was your captain?
I don't know about captain. It was probably Infectious, but yeah, we had Infectious, Hurricane, and Brian.
Oh, it's a pretty strong team, to be fair.
It was a very strong team, yeah. So they only played like the drafts when it was like they already had an in to the next to like the final. So they go out of group stages. They have enough points to get out of group stages, so they were able to like just put us through and play like a mess around game of sorts against Reason. So they put all the drafts in that team, and then we played. That was the only time I got to play.
Well, I thought you
Fair
played
enough.
more than that.
Nah, I only played the once.
Oh,
I mean, look, if there's a team with Infectious,
I mean,
Brian, and Hurricane,
true, but
and
I
even
thought we
then, I was
rotated a bit
pretty whack
more.
back then, so I was happy being able to be at least played once.
you
I
know, Vitality when they won, because I swear to God, I remember. I might be wrong because I don't really know much about the Gfinity timeline and who ended up winning. But didn't Tom B actually win on the
I
season he
think
was
there
on?
was a season where he was on. Chat will have to tell me. I don't know, but I think because he was on like earlier seasons.
He was on season 1 or season 2, right?
I think he was in both seasons. Yeah, season 1. Because I remember I think it was season 1 where he was put on the main lineup for one team, and he fought Luffy, and it was last game, last round. No, so it's first one anyway. It was last
Here we
round.
go.
I remember.
Chat's giving us the down low, yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, he was on Team Envious, and that team won.
So he never played, but he won. Right, man got a
Yeah,
free pass.
Yeah.
Man got a free ride.
He was there for morale. He was there for mental damage.
On
Hey,
the
free money.
sidelines,
You
didn't he?
can't hate on that, man.
No. Take the money if you want.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when Gfinity it was the last season, and I was trying to get in. I was like a Diamond Cody at the time, and that was mad. Like, I wish I'd started like a year earlier, because I would have had more experience to come in the next one, and knowing it, like, I didn't think it'd be the last. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Missed
I
out
thought it
by,
was going
like,
to be
a
on again
couple of
as well,
spots.
and then you found out it was a bit sketchy, and then poof, they disappear, become a meme page.
Basically, it just
Too
posts
soon,
like
man.
daft
Yeah.
memes.
I mean, overall, how was your experience on Gfinity?
It was great,
overall?
bro. I got free pizza. It was
I was
fantastic.
going to say, you got free food in there. Did they pay for all your travel in that as well?
Yeah, they paid for travel. I mean, I just got the train, so but they paid for that. So it was it's just nice to be part of like a big esports production, you know?
That's
And
good.
how, like-
I guess you got to meet people as well, right? Because that's where you met Sam, I think.
Yeah. Because Sam was in the same team as me.
Yeah.
That's how we became friends.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just like all of top Europe's talent come for 1 day a week, all right, to hang out, play games professionally. You know, there's like something on the line, free pizza. You got paid like a salary for most of the teams. You got
Don't they owe you money
free
still?
merch and everything. I mean, sort of. I don't know. I was saying I was going to go into it, but I'm not going to go into it. I feel a bit harsh going into it.
You said that.
Basically,
You do it every time, just do it, go into it.
They did a fantasy league, all right? One season they did a fantasy league, okay? And then I signed up for that, and it was just me and one other guy basically playing, okay? It was a dead part of the website. No one ventured into it. I came second, all right? And in the prize set, all right, you got money, you got a gamer chair, you got flipping 2 scuff controllers, flipping Astro headset, VIP tickets to the season final and everything. Then all of a sudden, poof, the website disappeared. And so I emailed those guys. I was like, hey, I came second, by the way. What's going on with this fantasy league thing?
Scam.
What's going on with this fantasy league thing? They acted like there was something. So, oh yeah, just fill out this form. We'll get back to you. They didn't get back to me. I emailed them multiple times. I even got Ben, MQS, to talk to him because he was in Gfinity at that point. Apparently, it didn't even exist. Yeah, it literally it was all a fantasy. It didn't exist. I didn't take any screenshots or anything because I assumed they're not gonna run away with my prizes. You know what I mean? They wouldn't do that. A reputable company or anything.
I was gonna say Shiv's just
Never heard from
posted.
him
He's
again?
like the guy who came first got nothing as well. It's not just you.
That entire thing seems bare sketch for that last season.
It's taught me a valuable lesson. Take screenshots of everything if you want something. Right?
Yeah,
I
true.
have no evidence. They were like, "Well, we don't have you winning anything here." I was like, "I can't say anything. Well, I've got no evidence." Of course I'm triggered. Man, a gamer chair, 2 scuff pads, money, flipping Astro headset. Like, that's just like a lot of goodies that I could have, you know. All right, I've had, yeah, okay.
You good?
Basically, I'm good now. All right.
We've let him say his piece now. We had to let him do it, man. We had to.
I like how at the start,
Thank you.
when the timer was counting down, he was like, "I'm gonna bring up this fantasy. I'm gonna bring up this fantasy league thing for sure." And then we got to this, but he's like, "No, I'm not gonna do it." Actually, like, oh man.
I mean, we have to give him the chance to do it. I knew he was going to rant if we let him talk about it.
Hey, thanks, boys. I appreciate this.
Get off your chest. This is what the
No
podcast
problem.
is. This
It's
is
just, I mean,
formal. This is not professional. This is for the boys.
I'm going to let you rant about that until they get you your stuff. You know what I'm saying? We got to hold them
Their
accountable.
meme page now. I ain't getting nothing, man. Let's be real here.
Didn't they upload, like, I remember Sully talking about this, so Sully would know. Didn't they upload, like, a really sketchy meme? I can't remember what it was when they first became a meme page that they had to bring down.
Yeah, Sully said it, but I've completely forgotten what it
I
is.
bare forgot what it was, but I remember that like, they do bare sketch stuff now, even though they're just a meme page. Yeah, Skull Shooter one, there you go, that's what they did. I had to pull that one down with the quickness.
Massive yikes. Yeah, that's
Jesus Christ, man. What is Gfinity? Jesus Christ.
Getting into the market with an early zinger. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta put our name
The social media manager was like, this one's going to pop off. We got this one.
Oh my god. That's just so bad.
I can't
fell from grace, man.
But I remember when I was signing up.
I hate the memes. I want to unfollow them, but at the same time, I don't. Just in case I miss something.
Just unfollow him. Just unfollow him, dude.
Yeah, give up.
Break free, you know what I mean? Like, you're shackled down by Gfinity right now. You've got to... you got to rise up.
For the slump. You're trying to think about the old days. All right.
Not until I get my chair, man.
I'm burnt out till they give me my chair.
But I remember when I was like thinking about signing up for Gfinity, because I was on the website and everything, but I had no confidence in my player. And I remember this, and this still makes me wince. I saw the name, you know that Hack Yes guy, that player on the French player.
Oh, the Sim player. He plays Poison now,
Poison,
right?
I think he is. I can't remember who else he plays, but he has a couple of others. I saw his name, at the time, and I was like, oh man, I won't be able to beat that guy. I'm out of here. And then I just closed the tab because I saw his name because I got shook. I got scared of Hack Yes.
That's kind of a rip.
Do you understand the gravity of that?
In the chat, this was something we brought up earlier. We are going to show that. At my request. At my personal request.
Wait. Oh, we're watching the one. I've already got it up. Don't worry, man. Don't you worry. Come on. Who do you think I am?
A podcast for the boys. Come on.
I'll knock it on now if you man are ready for it.
Bring it up. I wouldn't say it's cursed. Bring it up.
It's not cursed, but like you can tell that.
Look, they made a video of me. I'm happy,
doing
man.
Tai Chi in the park, like.
It's Tai Jitsu, not Tai Chi.
Okay, sorry.
Come on now, dude.
Yeah,
right, I'm gonna knock us over to the content screen.
I'm gonna eat my Jaffa cakes while we're going.
Boom.
Oh.
Meet OneStepLayered, gentlemen. I'm sorry that the subtitles are a bit hidden. Hold on, let me fix this.
Oh my god.
Mario Brothers on my cousin's NES. From there, I begged my mom to get me something.
I'm not getting. Are you guys
Look at the absolute size of this unit, man.
With Sonic
That park bench could barely contain you.
Just wait.
Right.
Oh, look at the sunlight.
Here it is. Let's go.
You can call me one.
Taught me a lot about self-discipline.
Need to ask. Did they ask you like, oh, can you just throw some moves out while we film you?
Yeah, basically.
Was that your idea? Where you're like, I'll do some moves for the camera.
Nah, bro. They were just like, all right, so tell us about yourself. And I don't know how I brought it up, but I did. All right, that I did taijutsu as a kid, and they were like, we should record you doing some moves. I was like, okay, sure. And to be honest, they actually said they were going to do more than this. They were going to come to my house and record me streaming and everything. I didn't even know this video was going to be put up the day it got put up. They just completely blanked me for ages. And all of a sudden, some videos online, I'm getting like likes and retweets. I was like, what happened? What's going on? I checked my phone in the put out a video. I was like, oh.
It's all just a game.
I see.
And as serious as we...
There was supposed to be so much more to it, so I don't know.
I'm encapsulated by your commentary
I'm
right
happy.
now. I can't look away.
We're able to really do that.
I'm happy with
Your
that.
stare pierces me.
Something.
was gonna say I'm feeling pretty close right now. But the what was I gonna say? Like, I was gutted at the time about not making Gfinity. I was like, it is what it is. But now after seeing that, I'm like, I'm okay with it. They had to film me doing some shit.
Are there any other player profiles that they uploaded that aren't just one? Are
Yeah,
there
they uploaded a few. Yeah,
But no one's gonna be
think,
doing
like-
fucking, Muay Thai in the park.
I've got to
I
check
think
if
they
there's one of
did.
these.
What's it called? Yeah, Shivs had one with like his barber. Comps had one about
The
his
barber?
music. He.
I was really hoping for a Tom B one. Did Quiggy get one?
Not that I know of. I think
What would-
what's it called?
what would be in
Jester
top
and
legal?
Joker got one.
I can imagine Jester and Joker getting two. Because they got big
I'd be
personalities.
curious because you have to talk about like what you're into.
Mm.
So there's some people that be like, have really interesting hobbies outside of the game. I'd like to see with them practice it in slow mo in the sunlight as well. Which really enjoy
The
weed.
slow-mo
You're
really
just
did make that, honestly.
You know what I mean? Like the slinger one.
What's that old dude's name in Tekken again? Wang or Fang or something.
Is it
Wait, what?
The old guy in Tekken. I can't remember his name. Wang.
Wang?
Wang, that guy, yeah, Wang. One was looking like him. But,
What?
Nice one. Nice one.
I ain't drawing a comparison there, but okay, continue.
but there's actually something I'm like proper raring to go to talk about, which is the PS5 showcase.
Oh yeah, we were gonna bring this up. as well.
I've really got to bring this up because
So,
I'm nerding
before
out
you
at the
start-
trailers.
I missed this because I've been working super early for the past 4 or 5 days, right?
Mm.
So I've only seen the DMC5 trailer, which I'm fucking excited for because Virgil's my shit. And I
Let me
saw the
grab
Demon
some.
Souls thing, and I've not seen anything else. So fire away. I want to hear more.
I mean, which trailers have you seen so far? Did you watch the entire thing, right? So you've
yeah,
seen
we
everything.
watched. Yeah, I co-streamed the whole thing. I thought it was good. 40 minutes of just like games.
Bro, it was
No issue.
amazing, honestly.
Yeah,
That's the Street Fighter portion of it, ladies and gentlemen, by the way. I've got to start nerding out about
It's
the PS5
definitely
now.
not, because I've still got to bring up my thing.
Oh, wait, no, actually, we're not, yeah. Carl's right,
How
never
dare
mind.
you? Trying to shaft
I've got
my
really bad
topic that I put in.
timekeeping. Alright, I'm going back to the content screen real quick. So this is the Final Fantasy 16 trailer. I am prepared to... Do you like Final Fantasy, Cal?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't actually play like a lot of them when I was young, right? But I played 10 at a friend's house, or like X and X2 or whatever. I played them at a friend's house, and then I ended up playing 14, like the MMO, and I
Oh, the
played that a
MMO
lot.
one, yeah.
Played that a lot, and then I played half of 15, and I've just never went back to it. So
Yeah,
I
Bond
do
15.
like it. I'm just not like super into it. You know what I mean?
Nah, I want a big fan of 15. But this is 16. 16 is so sick. I'll just let you play through first, innit?
Oh, so what about 16? Is it that's captivating you?
The battle director, and I'll bring it up after this because I'm pretty sure Cal will be excited because of it. But
Oh,
if the early Final Fantasies, they were all like classical setting, like castles, medieval and that. And then 10 onwards, which are all like the modern era Final Fantasies, they've all been like futuristic in the setting. This one is like
Yeah.
finally going back to like classical fantasy setting. You know what I mean? Like ancient-ish
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Like medieval looking
Yeah, I
stuff.
definitely, I'm feeling this like.
I'm
setting.
proper feeling the setting on this one, it's so sick.
But
And the summons.
I don't know. I'm not feeling the gameplay. Not gonna lie.
You're not feeling the gameplay?
Nah, I
Nah,
guess
your
I'm
mind
just
will
like-
change in a sec. Your mind's gonna change.
Yeah, I'll do. I'm down to be changed. It's just that when it comes to Final Fantasy, I much prefer like the, the olden turn-based style.
So you know the battle director for MVC2, Dragon's Dogma, and DMC5.
Come, Joshua.
He's the battle director for this game.
Father will be expecting it.
oh,
So this game's definitely going to be a lot more action.
It's going to be amazing. The
Yeah.
combat,
Dragon's Dogma. Oh, mate, I'm in.
fam, it's going to be so good. I'm telling you, it's why I'm so excited for it.
I love Dragon's Dogma. I'm in.
Dragon's Dogma's so good.
Sick as fuck.
Like this could end up being like, it could be like a spiritual successor to Dragon's Dogma 2 if they do it right.
Looks pretty good.
I'm not sold, but like I'm going to go in with an open mind.
Well, did you play
So
Final
why would
Fantasy VII
people-
Remake or
I played the demo.
It was the Dalmex who drove
Did you-
back the Crusaders.
did you enjoy that? Because I thought the combat in
Yeah,
7
I
Remake was
enjoyed it.
amazing.
Yeah, but I don't think this is going to have the anywhere near the same gameplay. This looks way different.
It looks faster, but I think it could be the same. I mean, you haven't seen any party mechanics yet, so there is that. But
Every
Like-
every battle is just a solo. Like there's no like.
yeah,
teammates.
exactly. But you can say it's got Phoenix wings in that, which I think. So I think you control like a Phoenix summon, which pops up later.
Do they really mean to invade us?
But like, if it's coming from the guy that made DMC5, like I trust it completely in it.
Oh, it'll be amazing. Yeah.
Trust me, the combat's gonna be clean.
For sure.
I mean, it probably will. It's just I ain't about like.
Fam, I don't know how you're not hyped for this, man. This is so sick.
Like, if I want it, like, just give me another like.
Yeah, he punched him in it. He's got a devil arm like Nero.
Why does it have to be a mainline Final Fantasy? That's all.
It's like one of the things about this trailer as well that was mad sick is that like it's quite gory and it's like quite brutal. Like Final Fantasies usually ain't like that in the newer ones.
I was asking that. Yeah, I don't think Final Fantasy ever had like this kind of dark.
Like yeah, like this next scene's like bare brutal.
Is there Devil Trigger in this game? Like the song? I'm sold.
Kind of, I think. There's a Phoenix form that you can access by the looks of it. Like, he's probably tearing someone apart on the floor in a sec. He's like ripping them apart.
Shaped our history.
Yeah, like you actually see like blood splatter.
Yeah, there's bare blood in that. Like, he's probably tearing someone apart.
I haven't seen that kind of thing in the Final Fantasy. So, I like that they're doing something new. I need to be sold on the gameplay.
Let's probably knock it down a bit. There you go.
I can't hear any audio. Though.
Like that bit there, like he, like
everyone else can hear, just not us.
Oh,
yeah, everyone else can hear the trailer. And then I didn't actually realize this at first, but it's the same guy at the end here, even though they look different. That's the same person.
It's a different model.
How do you know that?
It's the same person. I swear to you, it's the same guy. There's Twitter comparisons and everything. It's the same. It's the same face.
Well, maybe they're brothers, no?
They could be twins or something, but I think it's probably just the same guy. Time skip.
If it's the battle director, Sully, there'll be some like fucking just frame dodge mechanic or something. Like if it's the guy for DMC5 and shit. Definitely.
I'm pretty sure there was a parry in that gameplay portion. There was a bit where like he pulled the Phoenix wing out, like he did a just guard, and then it responded with like a parry animation. If I remember correctly, but like I trust the combat completely. The main thing I'm excited for is the setting at this point because it's like it's going to be like the earlier Final Fantasies again.
I was gonna say though, I do enjoy driving around in like a car.
I got bare bored of that.
That's what you took away from Final Fantasy 15. I like the fun part.
It was chill.
Just a couple of boys cruising around, didn't he?
Exactly, it's me and the guys, you know, just driving.
See, I never
Taking
played Final
pictures.
Fantasy 15, but I know it's just everyone I talk to says it's just.
All right, we've got to talk about this because I couldn't tell you properly in stream chat yesterday because it's too long-winded. But Final Fantasy 15 is garbage. It is the worst action
I
RPG.
hear that. I hear that. A lot.
Sorry, why do you look like you're doing one of those videos where you're trying to like hide your identity but like speak facts with your light?
It's getting darker, so I can pull the blind up a little bit, but then you'll have like crazy glare. This is the best I can do for now, boys.
I did tell him to sort out his lighting. He just
I'll
refused.
fix it next time, man.
You just it's like you just need to put that voice deepening thing you did last time. Remember in the last podcast?
Maybe that helps. There you go. I've tried my best. I'm gonna get darker now.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, there you go.
That'll be a big glare though.
I'm just looking at you.
But
So you're
Final
saying
Fantasy 15 was
sucks.
ass for so many different reasons. But it wasn't even just the combat. The story was garbage as well. Everything about it was bad. The world was bad. The characters were shallow. The story was garbage. Bro, 15 was squandered, man. I'm so upset about Final Fantasy 15.
Yes, I mean that was like development hell that game, wasn't it?
Oh wait, Kalzaman, you're a big Dark Souls player, yeah? You're a Dark Souls 2 lad.
Oh, hardcore. Well, I like every Dark Souls game. My brother and I bought Dark Souls on release, and he had Demon Souls before that, and I played that after Dark Souls. But like, I love Souls games. Yeah.
Because they finally showed off like a decent chunk of Demon Souls gameplay. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah. So I've
bring that up.
Yeah, I've seen the Demon Souls stuff, and I've seen the DMC5 stuff. For Demon Souls, because I played it later, I didn't like appreciate it as like the original Souls game. So to see it as like brand new as well, it is. The thing is all the games I'm excited for, I could probably get on PC as well. So it's like my sole reason to get a PS5.
The thing about the PC thing is you might have to end up because it does. I think it says that DMC5's content
I've seen that.
It comes out later, doesn't it?
Well, it's not said it comes out later. I don't think. The murky part is it's saying that Special Edition, right, which has Legendary Dark Knight, Turbo Mode, all this extra shit, is for PS5 and Xbox exclusively. But the Virgil DLC is available on PC. And we're saying, like, well, in the Virgil DLC, do you get all the extra shit?
I get what you mean now. So you won't get Turbo Mode and stuff.
But if that's the case, we're only getting Virgil. We're not getting Turbo. We're not getting Dark Knight mode. None of that. We're just getting Virgil, and PS5 and that's getting everything else. And I really hope that's not the case because
that'd
like,
be
I
really
want to
whack, 'cause if I'm gonna play
Virgil at like 100, at least 144 FPS on turbo mode,
Yeah, I
fighting
need
like
turbo.
400 enemies, just framing a ball all over the place. That's it.
So you don't understand one, man. When you get into DMC, it's all about that execution, doing those cool combos, bro.
You gotta
No,
look
I
good.
bet, yeah. Yeah, I haven't gone through the MC5 as some of you know it. So
Penguin mentioned it just, and I think Sully retweeted something about it earlier that people are saying this Demon Souls remake footage looks off. I think it looks fine personally, but people are saying it looks weird. I'm gonna bring it up now, innit?
Is it not because it's at like 30 FPS?
They streamed it at 30 FPS, but I think people are complaining about the animations and the quality of the animations overall. That they just look a bit off compared to the original. I'm not really sure where it comes from because I think it looks fine.
I thought it looked okay.
They've nailed for sure.
I thought it looked alright.
Because from what I saw so far, like I'm gonna buy a PS5 for this.
This would be my sole reason to get one.
Yeah,
unless
for sure.
The next
Like, this
generation
sells me
fighting games don't
instantly.
come at PC for some reason.
This is a launch title, isn't it? So
I think it's a launch title, yeah. So you probably
Yeah,
be able to get like a bundle. But I haven't touched the original Demon Souls. But if you've played it, Carl, if you can see a difference in any of the animations on this,
I have
Like,
played it. I can have a look.
yeah, because I can't see a difference. It looks smoother, obviously, but that's just because it's next gen.
Yeah, that's something that Sully mentioned there. The one thing I did notice is this is not standard Souls camera. It's a lot closer.
Oh yeah,
as well as,
that is it.
I think
You're right on that.
off like they're off to the left slightly for the most
It's
part.
panned
as
slightly
well.
to one side, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that looks great. I mean that
It looks.
the
Bro, I
animations
thought this
for
was.
parries and shit.
I thought this was pre-rendered at first. I didn't think this was actual gameplay because it looks that good. But I think everything looks sick so far.
The actual animations of swordplay and the parries and the actual animations look fine. I think it's all on the camera. I think the camera is what people are focusing on because the camera is so different.
Things look a bit slower for me in some of the that looks slightly slower to me than the original. Like that, like the stagger animation and stuff, and the speed at which you swing your sword in that. But it looks
that might
so
change
good.
later. To be fair, I mean this is the beginning area anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the first area of the game. Yeah.
but you got to think they haven't got much time to change if this is all coming out in November.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think they'll change anything going forward. But like Bluepoint, I've played 2 of their remakes. They've all been really, really good so far. So I trust them to make a really good game with this remake.
What else have they remade other than Shadow of the Colossus?
I can't actually remember what the other one they made is that I played. I played it and I didn't realise.
I played 2 of them, but I don't know what they were.
No, I played Shadow of the Colossus. I love that. I played another one, but I didn't realise that they remade it until like a year later. I didn't really pay attention to Bluepoint as a studio beforehand. But they want to remake. They want to remake something else as well that people really want to see.
Game what? I'm excited to see the other riposte animations. Like, see for like an axe and shit. I want to see what they do. 'Cause you get absolutely slammed with this like long sword.
I want to see more bosses because the boss that they show in this trailer looks so good in my opinion.
Yeah, man. This area. Look at the lighting and shit. Whoa.
It's all so good. Yeah, they definitely tried to go for a cinematic camera placement with this. I think. Like maybe they're trying to differentiate it from Souls games on purpose, so it feels a bit different.
Yeah.
Like this looks amazing. This looks so good.
There's like gradual blood effects and everything.
My days. Fam, I want to get into this game so bad. This DMC and Final Fantasy 16 are going to hold me for a long time.
Oh, just wait. I'm gonna sweat the shit out of Virgil. Don't you like trust me?
Bro, if I don't see you uploading Twitter clips of Virgil day one, I'm gonna be upset. You know, like I want to see DMC tech day one.
I got you. I'll show you the infinite.
Trust me, just boot up trainer mode and just style. Because I remember DMC4 Virgil was so busted. Yeah, that font was very weird.
I'm gonna say that's the only thing I dislike so far. That font is whack.
It looked really weird, man.
It's just weird. It doesn't suit the rest of the game.
Bro,
I feel like I'm
the
reading
song
a
that they're playing on
fucking
this as
Excel
well.
document about the fact that I died. Like, what the fuck?
The song is so good.
I mean, neither of us can tell, but. We'll
Oh
take your
yeah,
word for it.
I keep forgetting you guys can't hear it as well.
It's just Devil Trigger for me, mate. All of them just have Devil Trigger on. You know what I'm saying?
That's the Demon Souls trailer. So like, I think it's £450, right, for us in the UK, the PS5. Well, at least the physical one, not the digital one. I think the digital one's slightly cheaper.
It's like £100 cheaper, I think.
It's ridiculously cheaper. But I had a discussion with this. They made it so cheap because you've got to buy all the games off their storefront in it. So they're going to make money off of you.
PSN prices are a joke.
It's a fucking joke. But
massively jacked up.
Are either of you actually going to try and get one on release, or do you guys not care for the time being?
I'm gonna wait.
I'm more than happy waiting because nothing on launch is gonna tide me. I'm not like massively into Souls like you guys are. So
Yeah, it's the only thing maybe pulling me to buy one on release. But to be honest with you, like, I'd rather have a new graphics card.
But the thing with the graphics cards is they're worth the entire PS5, which is what's putting me off. Like what is it, a 380 or I think it's a 380. They're 600 quid, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, 38 is going for 650 plus.
But it's going for more because people are scalping it as well, so it's getting like pretty damn expensive at the minute.
And third-party ones will cost
whatever it takes, man.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. They've definitely botched this release, but like.
Well, they botched the
until Cyberpunk, I don't care how long it takes.
Well, Cyberpunk's out in like what?
As long as I get it before Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk's not a long way. Did they delay it again?
They delayed it till November, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's November, I think.
So as long as like they're more readily available by then, I'm happy. I'm more than happy.
I'm not going to be able to run it. I already know. You're going to need a really good graphics card to run Cyberpunk.
I mean, I think you'll be able to run it. It just won't look as pretty, isn't it? That's it.
I don't think it's going to run well.
Look nice, you know what I mean?
I do not think it's going to run well at all. But that game's going to consume me once that comes out. But all the games.
Sure.
Oh, there was a Nintendo thing that I really can't bother to go either because I'm not going to buy a Switch. But I don't know if you were excited for it, but they released a Switch only Monster Hunter, or revealed it rather.
Yeah, they did. So they had like a Nintendo Partner Mini, I think they called it.
Something Mini, yeah. Developer Mini.
Yeah, so for anyone that cares about Monster Hunter, like me and Boggins do, they put out like it's sort of like a fusion of the old style game and the Monster Hunter World style game into like just a Switch exclusive essentially. I think it looks good. I like the idea of it.
There was one specific bit where he's like roaming a mountain, and it looks like he's gone out of bounds because it looks that bad. Do you know the bit I'm talking about?
Isn't it? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It looks a bit like empty.
It does look a bit empty.
Around like some like dead lands.
I'm just bare upset that it's an exclusive. I really want to see it on PC, man. I don't get to play Monster Hunter now.
The thing is, like, Monster Hunter games like originated from like
they're in Nintendo, aren't they? They're all Nintendo, aren't they?
And it just makes some cash, isn't it? So they don't want to leave that market out. So I can understand it.
I just can't get
it just tides you over till like the next like proper world sequel.
I'm assuming it's going to be like a World 2 or like something along the lines of that.
For sure. This is like the in between.
Yeah.
Like that. It looks good though.
I can't get into it. I can't get into Monster Hunter.
It's a ridiculous.
What about it? Can't you get? Well, like what's holding you back?
It takes too long.
It's a big time investment, and once you get into it, you can't get out. It traps you, man. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying. Like I know how these things work. Like you get trapped because you're like, well, I have to get this piece of gear now. Fuck, right? And at the same time, like I tried to fight a monster. It took me like half an hour. I was like, bro, like, this is too much.
It takes a while, honestly. You proper got to get used to them. First time take like 20 minutes.
You have to get through again that initial period. I'm just like, nah. You know, I get why people like it. But it's not for me. I don't.
When you're with mates, it gets. I can't play it on my own too much, but with mates, it gets way more fun, honestly.
Well, to be fair, I just played by myself, so like I didn't.
Like PZ beat the whole game on his own. I'm still shook about how he did that. You know, that's some commitment.
But PZ's the kind of guy that's like still playing Valorant. Shout out to PZ, man. I love him to death, but like, I'm done with that game.
PZ commits to his games. He's still playing that One Piece gacha as well. Man committed hard to that.
He's still invested.
But I don't think there were any other games from the PS5 showcase that I can think of off the top of my head that I particularly cared about. There was the God of War 2 teaser, but there was, God of War Ragnarok, but there was no gameplay shown for it, so
yeah,
I can't really get hype.
I'm trying to think if there's anything, because again, it's Demon Souls is interested me.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing was the Virgil reveal. That's it. Like the DMC5
Virgil thing. It's just DMC, Demon Souls, and Final Fantasy 16 for me at the minute. That's basically
That's it.
Good. Actually, it's a good point to bring up. There are no fighting games for any next-gen console right now. There is nothing on the horizon. The only game we know about going forward is KOF 15, which has been dead for like 2 years plus now, or something.
2 more years of Street Fighter 5,
Stop.
baby.
Stop.
2 more years of V-Trigger 2.
Oh man. Surely the reveals have got to be around the
balance
corner.
update and new battle mechanics.
2 more years, I don't have to learn
Yeah,
fundamentals.
we have 2 more years minimum of Street Fighter, right? Because there's a Capcom Cup 2022 confirmed for Street Fighter 5. That's so long. Like, surely the Street Fighter 6 has to get revealed at the end of next year, and then we have a year lead up to it, or something. Because Street Fighter 5, it's going to be dead if they don't do anything for that last year.
SF6 is definitely inevitable. Like, there's no escape. It will happen. It's just a matter of like how it will happen or when.
Like, for some of us, I think it's like, which console do you commit to? Because if you commit to the wrong console, let's say I buy a PS5, but then it turns out that the fucking Xbox One Series XS, whatever it's called, ends up being the fighting game console. That's a bit of a riff. It's a large riff.
I feel, with Capcom, it's a safe bet. Is Sony, to be honest. Like, I feel like those two
It is a fairly
just
safe
go
bet.
hand in hand forever. Since like even like with like remember when Cross Tekken came out, they got exclusive characters. SF5. Capcom and Sony just go hand in hand. I don't think you have to worry about it.
I think they did that with
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7 as well, right? That's a PS4 only or something. Or was.
I mean, the Village?
Yeah, Village. No, sorry,
Yeah, I
not
was gonna
Village.
say, actually, that's the other thing.
7.
That's the other thing.
I
I'm
think
excited
no,
for
that was
Village.
Xbox as well. Oh no, I don't know about.
7.
No, I think that must be Xbox as well. I'm sure.
I swear 7 was PS4 only for a bit. It was like a timed exclusive. And then it came out on
PS4
PC.
VR, it was exclusive.
Oh, okay, PS4 VR then.
There's
Never
no
mind.
PC VR for it.
But not like,
I'm-
just to come back to Village, I'm excited about that. Okay,
I completely forgot about Village, honestly. I can't believe
Yeah,
I
they
forgot to
showed a
talk
little
about
bit
that.
yesterday of that as well.
I definitely want to play that because I just went through Resi 7 again just
Yeah.
to make sure it was fresh. And I was like, right, okay, now we jump into Village when we're ready.
I'm proper ready for 8 because I think at the very end there was a fat man that popped up at the end of the trailer, and
Merchant.
Joke in the chat has been theorizing that's like the new merchant in the game.
Mm.
The fat lad at the end.
Because he talks about window shopping.
Yeah,
He's gotta
window shopping in it, so it could be the new merchant
gotta
for the
be.
game. I'm trying to figure out who the old guy with the hat is. You know, the one with the beard.
be. I know who you're talking about, but I don't think it's. I don't know them. I don't know who it'd be.
Yeah.
What's your ideas?
Well, a friend said it's Leon, which I thought was insane. It does not look like Leon at
No.
all. There's no way. If it is, that's a stretch. But it looks a bit like Barry, but I can't remember if Barry's dead or not. In RE.
No, he's alive.
If he's alive, it looks a bit like Barry to me.
I'm sure his last game was Revelations 2, right? And
Yeah,
he
it was actually. Yeah, you're right.
alive. Maybe.
It could be Big Man Barry.
Maybe. What was I going to say, though? No, I'm excited for it. I was going to say, like, fucking... It's been a strange year, but, like, I'm still excited for lots of games coming, though. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
for sure.
on the topic of speaking, like, do I get PS5 or Xbox for the next, like, generation of playing games? It's why I'm going to wait, because, like, I've already got a PC, right? And I've got all the games I want to play on here right now. And then when, say, Street Fighter 6 does get announced, we'll know what's going to happen, because we knew before it was going to be an exclusive. So we'll know beforehand when it gets announced. As well as an interesting idea is what happens if, like, imagine Street Fighter 6 doesn't get announced. What would you move to? What would you play? I'd play Tekken. What would you move to?
I
Just keep
would.
SF5, no?
I'd probably quit, honestly, or I'd hope that something else comes. I can't play Tekken. Tekken's too much of a commitment. I couldn't do it.
Hmm.
I might go back to one of the older games. I like Alpha quite a lot, so I could just go back and mess around with Alpha, become a
Yeah.
boomer.
It's just like it, because the thing is, for me, I think Tekken's going to keep going for sure. Like
Tekken's
Street
gonna
Fighter
keep
6
going.
will come out.
Yeah.
It will come out. But if it's Street Fighter, if just for some reason it didn't ever happen, like there's still a modern fighting game that I would want to play. There's at least one. You know what I mean?
I mean, honestly, I don't think. Oh wait, there's Granblue, I suppose. Yeah, there's Granblue. Zane just said. So I'd probably move to Granblue if nothing else came about at all, and that was the only game left, and Street Fighter 5 died somehow completely. I'd have to move to Granblue.
I forgot about the League
Fighter.
Fighter. Yeah, fuck
I
Tekken.
forgot.
Oh yeah,
Move on to
Project L.
Easy clap, definitely
Yeah,
that.
we're all becoming
100%.
Riot Games shield.
See, I'm not that hyped for it because like Riot have brought out what was it, Valorant and Leagues of Runeterra. Valorant was alright, yeah. We played it for Cal got into it really hard, didn't it? Cal was playing a lot.
Yeah.
Cal was
It was
loving
good.
that game, but I played it for about a month and I got a bit bored of it. It felt a bit repetitive. I feel like the fighting game might end up having kind of the same lifespan.
Yeah. Well, they want the
said
idea of
about
having
like the-
abilities.
the fighting game will have a lot of life to it. You know what I mean? What a lot of fighting games don't have. You know what I mean? Especially if SF5 just dies out and there's no SF6.
It's gonna have a lot. It's gonna have big life in it.
We'll go to the Riot game.
It's gonna have a huge. It's gonna have a huge player base and a lot of. Well, sorry, go on.
I just want the Skrilla. You know what I mean? Like, there's gonna be money. Riot games. It's a fighting game. Come on,
Well,
give me that. Give me that year one money. I'm gonna bust out some fucking horrible top tier gimmick shit.
That's
the money.
That's the thing, because Riot with Valorant, they're hands off. They aren't actually sponsoring events at the minute, as far as I'm aware. They said they're going to let the esports scene grow without their involvement, without setting up like a league or anything. And I think they'll do exactly the same with the fighting game, because there's no reason for them to pour money into that, because it's a smaller scene. They'll try and keep it grassroots, most likely. Because I'm pretty sure with the cannons, like leading the development, the cannons are going to say, just let the fucking TO sort it out for a year or two.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Yeah, because you've got like fighting game heads developing the game. So,
yeah, I was going to say, like, they're figureheads. Like, they're definitely going to say, yeah, let the TOs take care of this, and then it'll grow from there. So I don't think there'll be huge money in it, but like, I think what we all care about, like, for the most part, is being able to play online and not getting pissed off. Because that netcode's going to be so good.
All right,
definitely that.
That's the only thing I look forward to.
Fighting game can do that right now. You know what
I
mean?
I get pissed off with every fighting game I play online right now.
Exactly.
It's impossible.
Hopefully that will set the bar from there on out. No other fighting game can come out after that with bad netcode, because they won't compete.
Well, you'd hope so, but it'll probably happen, and I'll still probably end up playing the games that have the shit netcode as well. If it does.
But I'm not quitting. You know what I mean, I'm a quitter if I give up now. You know what I mean? I'm invested. But no, like, I'm excited for the next generation of stuff, and like, I know we knew about it, but like, I like Street Fighter 5. I don't care what people say.
I was about to say, like even if Street Fighter 5 were to stop getting supported, if that was the last Street Fighter game, I'd be content playing that for like at least, like, I don't know, like 5 more years.
As long
like,
as you
with
don't
mates.
nerf Cody enough, all right? And I'll keep playing your game.
Buff the knife with the last.
As long as there's people playing it and your friends are playing it, like, that's all you need, isn't it? Really?
Like, it can be a bit swingy. Like some matches can be over in the blink of an eye if you make one or two mistakes. So it's quite punishing, but it's a better fun game once you get into it, especially when you're playing someone like of equal standing to you as a player, because you can get into it with someone, and the matches are so intense once you're having like really close footsie wars. Like whenever I play Cal, whenever I play one, like, I'm sweating my fucking heart out, man. It's horrible.
To be fair, man, like, tell you what, I'll tell you this right now for a fact. I'll just be real, right? As I am normally. One is the most draining person to fight.
I hate fighting one.
Ever.
This man plays like a dickhead.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that. Like, Karen is fucking exhausting.
It's horrible in it, man.
Right? And I
have been saying this for time, you know.
I already know what he's gonna do, and he still does it, and it still hits me. Right? I'm like, okay, he's gonna do crouch medium kick, walk back, micro walk forward, crouch medium kick, and it's.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
Hey, don't get hit, forehead.
I'm gonna just sweep in the corner, crush counter. I'm like, what? I knew he was gonna do.
Why are you getting hit then? Like,
no. Fucking brutal.
Like, one does this thing.
You have to throw that in. You just have to.
One lures you into this sense of security that he's about to play some nice clean footsies, and then he just walks up and dashes at you and throws you, and then you want to throw your arcade stick at a wall.
Hey, everyone dashes throw. All right, I don't want to hear you say it's like just me doing it. Okay.
To be fair, my favorite thing is ever, like, we normally have these rounds where we go to like nearly timeout, and you'll have sat still. Like, maybe I've got VT out or whatever. You've like sat still, you know, you're like Mike walking back to keep the spacing the same for like 30 seconds. I'm not joking, like 30 seconds. I'm like, okay, he's playing pretty respectful. And as I think that, you forward dash and you do crouch medium kick. Thank you. I'm like,
that's
honestly,
the Karen. That's just the Karen.
I can't even see it.
It's good. It's a good tactic, man. It works.
But yeah, like,
it does work.
Like close sets in 5. Like, every fighting game I've played, I enjoy close sets in 5 the most, because the way 5 was designed, there's not much option select tech to, like, for defense. It's like all your decision making. So every mistake you make, you can bring right back down to you. Because I got into Grand Blue, and a lot of Grand Blue has like quite heavy option select tech for the defensive stuff, and it can make the game feel a little bit stale when you're just doing OS tech to get by on defense. But in Street Fighter 5, it's all committal. I have to make decisions on defense, which I really like that aspect of 5. So when you're playing close,
I like it.
Yeah, it's a decent game to play. Honestly, it's just the netcode's just a bit.
No, I was about to say, yeah, it's just as long if it got like working online, It'd
It'd be
perfect.
so good if it just had working online. It's so unfortunate, man.
Yeah.
Just stop showing me as a womber.
To be fair, we played a lobby like 2 days ago, and he was a one bar to me as well.
Yeah, he does the same
So
thing to
funny.
me. The poor guy just gets shown as a one bar, but the connection's like more than
Bro,
playable.
the connection was really good for one set, and then it became a real one bar, and then we
Yeah,
were
became,
both
it
like,
genuinely became a relay. We're like, oh, we'll
yeah,
just leave it.
we were like, okay, this one's over.
First relay we've ever had.
I know, that was weird, man. Bare weird that we got a relay, because the next game we didn't get one, and it was perfect. I have no idea why that happened.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
get that with him, and then
What's it-
sometimes there was one day where we just had like relay after relay. We're like, yeah, this ain't happening.
Yeah, I
is
used to
it?
get that with Joel as well.
I will
Sometimes
take
you just
pictures of my cable. I will take pictures of my setup. I will speed test it. I'll do whatever it takes to prove I am not laggy. I don't give a shit.
just take a picture of your Ethernet cable and tag Capcom
I'll
Fighters and
do it
just
right
put
now,
that,
like,
and
it's
just
right
tweet the
here.
word "Y."
Just tag Street Fighter in them. You know what I mean? But no, I hate that shit, man. Because I think it affects me in ranked. I think people see me as the one and they're like, ooh, they like deny it.
I think, yeah, when I've had your stream on the side and I'm like just playing ranked, I think you've popped up as a one bar for me, and I've just declined it. And then I see on your stream that like, oh, I've got a game. Oh, he didn't want to play.
No, it's a one bar. Get out of it.
And you're like, oh, that was me. Right?
I think so.
Nah, it's
Yeah.
fucking rough, man. I hate being the one bar guy. I'm having to embrace it now, though. It's just a meme.
I mean, got to
Most of
embrace
my
it, innit?
fighting game career is a meme at this point.
Part of
which is
the
fine.
identity.
Listen, when I get to the point where you can call me like, you know, this has only been like 2 and a bit years for me. If I get to the point where it's been like 10 years down the line, I'm fine with my career just being a meme. As long as I get like content, I'm good.
I feel like I'm
One
shielded
bar
from
would-
becoming a
Yeah,
meme
that's fine.
in the Midlands because I have Tom B to fall on if anything ever goes bad. I can always say I'm above the lowest common denominator. I'm kidding, Tom. I love you.
I'm not the only person in Edinburgh that plays this fucking game. Because the Edinburgh fighting game community died. Nobody here.
Was it dead pre-COVID or?
Yeah. So basically, it was a really strong scene, as far as I'm aware, and from what I've heard from other people. In the Street Fighter 4 era, they had some really, really strong players, and the Edinburgh scene was like one of the best we had, like UK wise. It was just really, really strong. 5 came out, I think, for the first season. As far as I'm aware, it was still alive, and it just sort of declined from there. And then the guy running it, who did literally everything, I think his work, like he had new work to come up, and he basically couldn't run it. Like he had to take more time focusing on IRL stuff, and nobody took the mantle, so the scene just died, and there's never come back. There's been people trying to run Edinburgh locals, but like they don't exist. Like they're not there. So that's why I travel a lot. And thankfully, working the railway, I can just get trains
you can
wherever.
get across
So-
for cheap.
yeah, it's not like that. I just get free travel. Like,
Oh,
I
you
just
get
go
free
wherever the
travel.
hell- I just go wherever the hell I want. And it's like, that's how I'm able to go to different locals, but it would be so good if there's just one here. It'd be ideal.
Maybe now's the time to try and build it now that everything's online. No, sort of
Building,
like what
building
buildings
it's really
buildings.
difficult. Well, it depends where you live, but if you've got enough players, I'd say it's possible. Because
I'm
I've been trying to
trying to-
build it with mine, haven't I?
Trying to compete properly, though, and then, like, see, like, running an offline scene, though, it's too much work.
Oh,
It's way
offline
too much
scenes are like a
online.
different beast because
Yeah.
it's availability, venue, everyone else's time, stat tables. Like sorting out an online scene is like really, really difficult. Like because I've been asking the WMF boys about it, like the scheduling of it all, like which days we do it, the venue, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And they're like, we just can't find anywhere else that's available for us, like that will host us within like reasonable distance.
Yeah, and I think as well, like, because Sully's in the chat, like shout out to the guys at Glasgow as well, because they run a great scene, and watching them mid-event run it, like, I've not even seen the prep or the build-up or having to take the equipment, and I've seen none of that. Like, even running the event is stressful. Like, fuck that. Like, I just want to go in and
They're
play.
stressful.
No, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean?
You gotta
I
keep
barely
track of
handle
everything.
like real life. Like, fuck that. I'm not trying to make my spare time stressful too.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's definitely fair.
The Midlands is kind of similar. The Midlands is, as far as I'm aware, we are very Tekken dominant in terms of player base because we had a Midlands event at Electronic Dojo. I think that was like 70 or so entrants for the Electronic Dojo event for Tekken, which is like, that's a lot for a local. I think that was a monthly event that they held. But for Street Fighter, it was less than 6. So Tekken's like the dominant factor in the Midlands.
I got
And-
top 8 at a tournament. Yeah,
Woo!
5th place, baby. Like,
But I've never been to a big event in the Midlands, other than obviously the majors like VSF and stuff. But even then, their Tekken primary, even still, like they favour Tekken. Tekken always gets the main stage at VSF. And trying to build a scene there. There are less players overall that you can get to kind of come in and join you from the scene, because we just don't have that many players in the Midlands that are online consistently that I noticed, because I tried to get outreach to as many players as possible for like an online monthly that I wanted to hold before offline came back, and I think the maximum I managed to chime up was, I think, in the ballpark of around 9 to 10 people. That was including me as well. So the Midlands just didn't seem very vocal about Street Fighter, at least from my experience.
yeah, and I was going to say to further my point about the Glasgow scene as well, is it's so frustrating because, yeah, like it is really sparse outside of London, as always saying, right?
Mm.
And the thing is, every fucking time, right? Pardon my language, right? That there's an event in Glasgow, the top 8 is full of people that are sick. Like they're all sick. Like they're all great. You know what I mean? But it's not exactly a massive scene, and some people don't turn up, and schedules are different, and it's still sparse. So even though you've got like a 12-man tournament, there's at least like 6 or 7 people there that are fucking like ridiculous.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And it's such a good thing when it works out.
Yeah, because the top 8 of your events look like majors sometimes, because you Sully, China, you, MQS.
Sorry, what I was reading that. Sorry, what did you say?
So I wondered why you're pulling that face. I was like, what have I said? I was like,
No,
I was like,
sorry, carry on.
I was like a top 8 at one of your events. It can look like a major for the UK, because like there's Sully, you, MQS, China, Brian. I'm missing someone who I've completely forgotten. There's North as well.
Yeah. We got you mentioned Setsuna.
I didn't mention Setsuna, but yeah, Setsuna, she's amazing.
So that's the thing about, like, there's hidden gems. You've got Umar as well. There's a couple of people that you don't know. Like, you won't know them. They don't really travel. They don't really play online or that. But they consistently place at a tournament, like even a local tournament, where you've got guys that travel internationally and do well. And they place consistently within that bracket. They get second, third. I mean, Umar won one of the tournaments we were all at. He beat all of us. And it's like, you don't even know this guy. And it's like... that honestly, that local, when it's like people are there, it's ridiculous. It's really strong, but it's hard to get the consistency, especially with like my job. Like I'm no saint. Like with my shift work,
you're changing by the week.
There's days I cannot be there, like physically cannot be there, because I'll literally be at work when it's starting. It'd be nice to have some consistency, but you know what I mean.
When it comes to local scenes, one's obviously got the strongest local scene because one's got access to WSO. Like I'd say fairly readily. You're like an hour out or 2 hours out, I'd say.
Yeah, it takes me like an hour, 2 hours to get there. Well worth it, obviously.
So like, what are your placings on WSO? I don't know how many times you've been there. I know you've been there like more than like a handful at this point.
Yeah, I think I used to, basically I go every month.
Yeah.
I think the best I ever got was 3rd.
That was when you were fighting PAX, wasn't it? I remember that one.
Yeah. I've had like a couple of top 8 placings, but other than that, yeah, it's just obviously at the beginning when I was bad and I've gotten better, my placings got higher and higher. But yeah, it's
like, imagine having access to WSO. Is it like you haven't got to like go in there thinking, oh, I'm going to win. You can treat it as a resource, innit? You ain't got to go in thinking you're first place. You can use it completely as a resource. Because offline training can level you up so quick.
I think it definitely helps.
Yeah, every major I've been to, after I've just sat and played casuals against like, just players that come by and just say, all right, let's run sets, me and you. I feel like I come out of that singular weekend better than the last 4 or 5 months I'd spent online labbing and playing ranked or doing whatever.
It's sort of like offline, you just get a different mindset.
It's a completely different. You can ask questions, and it's so much easier to level up quickly.
And you don't have to worry about online or netcode or lag, and that's such a massive factor. I feel like we can. I speak for all of us here in that you're not the kind of person that will get tilted very quickly, right? But as soon as there is a second of lag, a second of rollback, a missed hit confirm, dropped input, it just spoils your mood.
Literally.
And then you can't do anything about it. Like, it's because, like, you shouldn't... shouldn't have been happening like that. That should have worked.
Literally
You know
happened
what I
like
mean?
2 hours ago.
It throws you off, but you definitely don't have that offline. And so
No, it
you
never
can say,
happens
yeah, I made a
offline. When
mistake, that's my fault.
when a mistake happens, you can be 110% certain it was you. That's the one
there's
thing I don't
nothing to
like
blame.
about online. If a button doesn't come out and I feel my fingers press it and it doesn't come up on the screen, that is the most aggravating thing.
I was gonna say, like, again, in the offline setting as well, I think if you're having a normal day, you feel normal, like nothing crazy's happened, it's so hard to get upset offline. Like I've had it once where, like, I was not having my day, my week even was terrible.
Yeah.
My mental was gone. I was not in a good place, and I did get upset in an event. I apologized, and I just had to leave, right? And that's just one of those things, right? But if you're normal, it's so hard to get upset offline. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
'cause-
if you're just playing, you
Yeah.
can't just get mad. Like, I don't know, it's different. It's different being in that social space, I think.
Well, once you put a face to the player, like you can see the person on the other end of the sticks. I find it really difficult to get angry at them unless they're being a dick to me, in which case, yeah, sure, I'll throw it back at you. But like most people are really kind when you're playing them. Like you could be
Yeah.
fighting the world's nuttiest chem player, and he'll just be there smiling away, and you'll be like, I can't be angry at that face.
The
I
best part
can't
is
be
the
angry
they'll
at
be
that.
like, GG's, man, and you're like, yeah, okay. You have to laugh. You're like, all right. Fuck.
Yeah, like you just gotta take it, man. Like I laugh a lot offline when I'm playing people.
Oh, the Chris X offline set though. That's the next chapter in the lore.
The Chris X offline set's gonna be held outside the venue, most likely, considering the way he spoke to me.
Hey, he's not allowed to talk to you like that anymore, man. Every
Not
time
anymore?
I tune into your stream,
Not
you beat
anymore.
him. You beat him in that set. Like he's nothing now.
You beat him in the mirror.
Yeah, I
On his
beat his ass
main.
in the mirror multiple times. I just
No,
won.
man, your ass.
That man never gets a set on me.
Dirt on your shoe at this point.
Oh, we got to bring it up, by the way, because we're at half past. We got to bring up Cal's first to 10 versus Verdoyance that he had
Oh, yeah.
recently.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think it
yeah.
was it 2 weeks ago or 3? I can't
2.
remember when it was, honestly.
September 2nd. So
Just about 2 weeks ago, then.
just about 2 weeks ago. So the score was 10-6 to Verdoyance, right?
Uh-huh.
And we were talking about, if you didn't catch it, they were talking about that if he was going to pick either Honda or Blanca.
Yeah.
Because I knew he wasn't going to pick Fang. He wasn't going to. He picked Blanca for the entirety of the set, which I did call originally. I was like, every time I fought him and he had a choice to pick a character,
Yeah.
it's been Blanca. If it's been in ranked and it's been Honda, then it is what it is, right? But it's been Blanca. So for that set specifically, there's one bit that I remember off the top of my head. There's 2 things I remember off the top of my head. One was I whiff punished about every crouch heavy punch he ever threw with Stand Fierce into level 2 Zonk, and that was the best feeling on planet Earth because he just couldn't use that button. So I was winning neutral really consistently. And then there was a second bit where he did this really wonky, like Brian-esque, like 3-way mix-up V-trigger thing in the corner, and I blocked all
I know
of
the
it.
one. Oh, yeah.
I blocked all of it, and I didn't know how I blocked it, but I did. Right?
Right,
And
you gotta
he
love those.
refused. He refused to do it again because he was like, "Damn, this guy knows." And I was just like, "Nah, bro." I just like wiggled.
I'm just guessing.
But yeah, he won overall. The thing that really caught me really was just the VT2. Like I was beating him in neutral. He was getting caught by my VT stuff. But he ended up like just activating V trigger and using it really well. He wasn't just doing like Rago Blanca ball. He was
It
like
was
trying to
all
like
set play. Like
he was trying to set it up, yeah, and he wasn't using it like bad activations. He was getting the activations
wasn't
where
wasting
it would give him something properly. So it was tough, man. It was really hard. But I was happy with 10-6 because for real, I said it on the last one. If I got 10-0'd, like it would suck, but like at least I would learn something, right?
yeah, all information at the
Yeah.
end of the day because it wasn't. You weren't playing for anything. It was just for a show. So you can just use that for
Exactly.
matchup experience going forward.
And the thing is, as well, at the end of the day, I really, really thought that the score would have been worse because I think Verdoyance is a better player than me. I think he is. I think he's one of the most underrated, if not probably the most underrated player that we have here. He's among them anyway.
Yeah.
I think he's great. And 10-6 I'm happy with because it was really even. We were going basically 1-for-1 up until we got to like the 5th game. Or the 6th game, and then he took a bit of a run, and then I got like a couple, and then he took another run at the end, and it ended 10-6. But to have that and to be so even at the beginning, I was like, mate, like, I'll take that. This guy's ridiculous. So it's at least a good sign that I can play someone like that. And we both said there was no lag, so it was like a clean game, clean games anyway. And like, yeah, it ran away from me near the end, but at the beginning, to hang on to that, for me, I'm like, well, if I can play that guy to that degree and that caliber, like, I'm happy with that. He beat my ass, but like, I'll take that.
It wasn't a complete like wash or anything. Like,
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a wash because most
Yeah.
of the matches, most of the matches were going down to the wire. I remember it. Most of them were last round, last bit of health.
Lots of
I
time.
love it was back and forth as well, wasn't it?
It's one of those
Very
10-6s.
Like one person won a game, next person won the next, and so on.
That's it. Yeah.
It's one of those 10-6s where like you don't think it's 10-6. It looked like it was a 10-9er because each game was going down to the wire.
And honestly, I don't even think 10-6 is representative of the set, because if you watch it again, it only turned into that near the end. He won like 3 games in a row. But the first honestly, the first 6 games or whatever, it was 1-for-1 the whole way. It was like, I think I might have even won the first 2. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was so like back and forth until the very end, and that's just how it goes. It's long set stuff, you know.
Did you learn anything from the first attempt that you've labbed at all, like to improve the matchup? Because like I'll ask you as well, one, like we don't have many Blanca players in the EU that you can readily go and ask. You have Vidoyance and Brian. Those are the only 2 Blanca players that come to mind when I'm thinking about good players that you can ask. Rest of them are a bit raggo, so it's really hard to get decent experience versus them. So I'm not super familiar with that matchup personally. I don't know about you.
Thankfully, with Verdoyance, I became a lot more comfortable with the buttons that Blanca throws out. Not just Crouch Fierce, so like, in general, I feel like when I have to play a Blanca that's willing to play neutral, I can beat him. Like, even if he's presenting Rago Blanca Ball, I can still beat him. The V-Trigger is still eluding me a little bit, but I feel a lot more comfortable just relaxing and just being like, right, he's going to do V-Trigger, whatever, I'll just chill.
The V-Trigger is... I mean, a lot of it you can see some of it, but some of the setups I've seen, specifically in the corner, it's a legit coin flip. You cannot do anything about it. I think it's when he gets you one hit or something. I've seen a couple Twitter clips from some Japanese Blancas that just I still don't understand. I don't get how
there's a couple of things as well that he did, which he'd only did once because they were like set play gimmicks.
Yeah.
Like he did one where he knocked me down. He did a frame kill. Did like a V-trigger Blanca ball, and it looked like he landed in front, and then as I got up, he was behind me.
Okay.
And that was in the corner, and I was like, oh shit, and he didn't do it for the rest of the set, like any other games. But like now I know that, so when I see I get knocked down like that, and I see the frame kill, I'll be like, okay, he's gonna go behind me.
He's gonna go for the side switch.
So there's a couple of things he did like that, like 1 or 2 things, and now I'm like, okay, well now if I ever see that, I'm like, I'm gonna just look for that like frame kill or whatever.
Did you make any big neutral adjustments going from it? Because the way I play, I think Heavy Kick Ruffian does a lot of work in that matchup, personally.
Yeah.
From the Blancas that I play personally, because they do Rainbow Ball a lot, and Heavy Kick Ruffian bodies it.
He didn't actually do many Rainbow
Yeah, he didn't
balls.
do many at all. But
No.
he did do EX ones, but he was baiting with them rather than going in at you. He was pulling back really far to bait at your options.
Yeah, I mean, there was that. I know if they present it a lot, you can just V-skill, but he wasn't, so you have to make the adjustment of, like, I think I didn't fall for them near the end. I fell for, like, 2 at the beginning, and I think later on I stopped. I was like, well, he's just using it as a bait. He's not actually going in. So I just stopped dealing with it by pressing V-skill as autopilot. I threw more fireballs than I would normally, I think, because, you know, I mean, I beat him in neutral anyway. He has to jump at me, really. So I think for the most part, I just stood at a range where his longest and best button in Crouch Fierce was going to whiff. And just whiff punish it. And then throw heavy fireball, occasionally walk in and medium kick, and like walk back, and then maybe like Micah walk in, Micah walk back to make him think I'm going to do that again, and then whiff punish again. Like, just like really simple. I didn't complicate it at all. And again, for the most part, I think nearly in every game I won neutral, and then V-triggers happened, and he just used it really well. All of his activations were like real shit, and I just got clipped a lot, and then failed to make the comeback because there was a lot of timeouts. It wasn't like he just robbed me and then that was it. He would take a life lead and then just maintain it, and I couldn't get it back. Lots of timeouts.
Yeah, just kind of
he said it himself afterwards as well. Like at the post-set interview, like he just wanted V-trigger. That's all he wanted. Yeah.
And I think it was in French, but the guy translated it. He basically said, like, yeah, that's basically what the game plan was. He was like, I wasn't going to win neutral. He said, I just wanted V-trigger. And
I think my favorite thing about
I remember,
my favorite thing about that event was Cal had Alex clips on his trailer.
You know how that happened? Right? So the guy messaged me because if you ever, I mean, I know he's messaged a couple of people. if you ever decide to do it, right, he'll ask you stuff, right? So he'll ask you like, where are you from? Like, what tournaments have you done well in? And like all this stuff. And the last thing he says, oh, do you play any other characters? And I said, I've not played them. I said, but I used to play Alex. That's all I said. I used to play Alex. And that guy did his homework and went into my replays and scrolled down like my casuals, my ranked, my battle lounges, and he found like 2 Alex games, right, that I've played in like the past couple of months. And he was like, I'm just going to find something clip worthy in these games and I'm going to put it in. So there's like one instance where I did like crouch medium kick, hard hit into super, and he was like, that's going in the compilation, Alex player. And I was like, bro, I don't play this character. Like,
I rate those guys for doing it though. They could have just done a simple, all right, straight into the set, yada yada. But they did like they actually put some effort into it.
They definitely did the homework on it.
It's because the build up to it as well. They're really nice guys as well.
Yeah, for sure.
They're proper like, oh, we're gonna set this up, like, make sure this time's good for you. And when I was chatting to them in like the interview as well, they were just really pleasant, really complimentary, and yeah, they're just nice guys. So I think if you get the opportunity to do it, like, as long as it's not certain French players, definitely do it.
I've got to give them respect for all the homework they did on both players, for sure. Because I didn't expect it to be that well thought out between like the both of you. Because that man was sifting, for sure, through the replays to find good stuff.
That and the setup to it, you would have assumed, like, nah, because he just DM'd me. He's like, hey, you want first 10 downs?
He just dropped you a DM one day, didn't he?
Yeah, he was like, I'll stream it. And I was like, yeah, all right. And then he actually went and did all this, like, production value. However, he did write my name in Comic Sans, which is a debate we'll get into.
I did have to bring that up. He did do both names in Comic Sans. That was a mistake.
We were the test stream. That's okay. Don't worry.
Bright red. Was it bright red or bright yellow Comic Sans? I can't remember.
Red.
Bright red.
Bright red Comic Sans.
What a look at that was.
They did try.
Have either of you two got anything coming up in terms of competition, even if it's just invitational stuff in the next, I don't know, like, year?
I think I'm just trying to get time off for the CPT in October, and that's it.
I think that's the final event for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he? So EU West is in October for us.
I think
it's yeah. I think it's within the first week.
Well, after the last, well, I'll put it quite frankly, the last one was a fucking shit show. Honestly, if you were in the CPT Discord at the time, we had really bad pulls. Cal had an issue with Frascati. Problem X he got like screwed over twice, really bad.
They waited like a couple of hours on one set with Problem, wasn't it?
70 minutes.
See, that one I thought was a bit over the top, but then on finals, that one annoyed me because he went 1-0 up against Phil, didn't he? And then the TO said, "You got to play again." Sorry, he kicked off really hard after that. He was like, "You were taking me for a mug. I'm not playing again. I'm 1-0 up."
Brian Hart, you're forgetting as well.
Ryan Hart, bro, that man got robbed.
Man lost by winning 4-2.
That was ridiculous. The thing is, he took that with a smile as well. He took that with a smile. I would have been so pissed off. There's no way he was calm on the other end of the screen.
What was it again? He picked a stage, maybe.
He picked a costume. It looks fine, bro.
No, yeah, one of them was a stage. The main one was the costume, and the reason they gave was they're like, if you use V-Skill 1, you can't see him. And his response was, I used V-Skill 2 the entirety of the set, and he just went, doesn't matter.
Bro, the guy that picked the stage was Takamura.
Yeah, it wasn't even him.
It wasn't even him on the second bit. It was Takamura.
And he won anyway.
Bro, that was so peak, man. That entire the CPTO overall it's garbage. I can't lie. It's really poorly run. It's fucking
why
shit.
I'm gonna have no emotional investment because I went in invested in the first one and I got done. I got done really badly because, like, here's the thing, and this is not me popping off. I'm not trying to do that at all. I'm not bragging, but like the people in my pool that were probably going to go through. I think one of them was it was Momi and the other one was Mopalapo, right? And I was shook. Mopu normally beats me up, man. I was like, fuck, I might have to play him, and I beat him 2-0. And I was like, I'm playing really well. Like, man, like, maybe I can do this. And then they gave me, like, Frascati's, real 1-bar. And Garnet is, like, a Fang player on a relay server that I had to play. I was like, you're kidding. And the guy beat me because I couldn't see him.
Cal's
Obviously-
bracket did not sound fun at all. He
Oh,
got the
bro.
short end of the stick.
If I didn't get those two guys, or their connections were fine. I'm not saying I'm guaranteed to beat them. I'm not like arrogant, right? But if those were non-issues, I think I had a really good chance because I was playing well. I beat Mopu, which I never do. He normally messes me up, and I was like, I can maybe make this top 16, man. And then I got shafted. So I'm not going to invested this time. I'm just going to play.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I did last time. I think going into these events and getting invested is the biggest mistake you can make because you are going to experience some sort of shit in that bracket. There's no way, especially if you're trying to get all the way to top 16. You cannot avoid someone with a shit connection. You've got to get through it.
I think the one person that weren't invested the most was Boggins, and
I did quite well.
I mean, top place in Cody.
I had a really easy bracket run. Like I won't sugarcoat it. I had probably the easiest bracket run out of all of us, at least in this call, because I was able to play Kage until my last two matches, like quite carefree. So I had really good draws with the connections as well, and the connections that weren't good, it didn't matter too much because I eclipsed them in like player level. So it was like a silver, for instance. I think I was fighting a silver from like Denmark or something. Really poor connection, but it was like, all right, I'll just hold up and I'll win. But if you get someone good, so again, like Frasca, I'm not saying he's a shit player, but the connection, like his connection's bad. If you're in the UK, you aren't going to have a good connection with him.
He's not bad. Like I don't want to say that. Like,
yeah, he's not. I wouldn't say he's
like,
bad. It's just you can't get a real game against him because of the connection. So it makes, if you draw him in a bracket, it's really difficult to get through that because you've got to fight a good player on a bad connection.
A guy that does like VT1 activate.
Oh, the
Bison,
VT1 stuff.
And I'm like,
in that
right, well,
connection,
the game's
it's
over
done.
because basically anything goes now. Because if he dashes, it might roll that back, and I'm like, okay.
So
It's
if
brutal.
I assume all of us here are entering again CPTO in October, right? We're all going to be
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
Like we've got nothing
If
to
I
lose.
can anyway.
Who would you guys not want to draw above all else if you had to eliminate your chance of drawing one single opponent? Who would it be? You aren't allowed to say Problem X. If you were thinking about saying it.
honestly, I just want clean connections.
Yeah, but I'm thinking
I
about.
don't care who I fight.
So who is the connection you would exclude then in that case?
Oh,
There's got to
the
be one
connection-
person above all else who
Go
you
on.
hate.
Right, just don't give me a laggy Honda, and I'll be happy. That's it.
Oh yeah, I definitely get
I'm
rid of
not
laggy
laggy Honda.
Hondas.
I'm okay.
Trying to
I'll
think
have-
because
I'll
there's
take
there's
everything
Diamond
else.
Kens I wouldn't
Even
want to
bad
play.
matchups. Because in this CPT, I had like a laggy Ed, and I don't know if it was 2-1 or 2-0, but even then, I think that was the hardest fight I had because he was so laggy. It was the roughest thing.
You just said laggy Ed. I was 110% about to say I would exclude Hesscraft. I would not. If I had to play Hesscraft,
Bro,
I'm
people
out.
play that guy like his fight. I can't do it. His
Mine's just
connection is
fine.
really bad with
Mine's
me.
just fine with them.
They're horrible for me. I can't
When we used
see.
to pick the fucking Tournament of Power, like I was like, bro, what are you doing? Like it's so laggy.
Yeah, he used to pick it versus me. That's why I blacklisted him, man. You
Yeah.
couldn't see shit.
Now he's like, oh, I picked the grid. It's like, you knew you were doing.
You had your chance. You had your chance.
You knew what you were doing. You stopped now, you know. But no, I think for me, like,
I have that, the connection I have with that guy is the ones when he it just freezes up and you
Yeah.
both just stuck there. That's the
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
connection I have with that guy.
I think for me,
There are
like,
two types of connections I get now. There's the one where it freezes up every now and again. You can tell visually it's lagging. And then there's the lag where it doesn't look like it's lagging visually, but your inputs are 110% getting eaten.
Oh man,
Yeah.
those-
That's
Amount
the one
of
that gets me the
free
most
kicks
because
that-
you can't validate to the people watching that it's lagging. They've just got to
Yeah.
believe you.
the amount of Rothian kicks that like I've went and watched the replay and I've just apparently not pressed the button.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
trust me, you've done the motion, but the kick's not there.
Well, this is fucking ridiculous. I think like in the CPT though, like honestly, player wise, I don't want to play Problem. He's the only real guy in Europe that I can't seem to beat.
Mm.
Like I've taken like games of Hurricane, games of Infectious. I'm not saying that I'm better. It's like there's a possibility for me to potentially take 2 games, right? And the first of 2, sure. A Problem just regularly kills me. I don't know what it is. I can't seem to fucking take games off of him. So he's the only person I wouldn't want to play. Connection wise, just ban Italy, right? Honestly,
I agree.
that Garnet guy, like relay server, nah, bruh, I'm not playing that guy. Fuck that, you know what I mean? Ben was like, you better beat him because he plays Fang. I was like, he's on a relay server. What do you mean to do? Oh, I just knocked my water ball over. Like, what do you mean to do? Like, fucking brutal. I'm still pissed.
I
know if you can tell.
personally, I like
Understandable.
playing. I like playing Problem. I don't know about because I like to play when I go into a tournament. My only like desire is to fight the best players I can. So when I went to VSF the first time, I wanted to play a problem. I got to, but I had to fight him on stage and I shit myself because people were watching me. But if I had to fight him in an online tournament, like I'd be happy to, because like again, strong players. I really want to fight them all the time in a tournament. I don't want to go through like an easy bracket if I can help it. I'd rather just knock out people that are mad good if I get the chance.
Yeah.
I agree with that. That's why I just don't want any bad connections. Just
like
give me anyone.
I'd rather you throw me against Daigo round 1 than throw me against Hashcraft. You know, as long as you had a clean connection with me.
This is what I'm saying though, like you know, rip fucking Evo, right? But like going across to America to play is like on big tournaments is the best shit ever. Because early on in the brackets, you'll play someone who's ridiculous. Like even if you've got like decent seeding.
It's usually there's at least 5 killers in the pool in like the big American majors, like minimum.
Which is when I went to Evo, it was fucking. I had to play Storm Kubo and then immediately Momochi. And it was like the best feeling ever. I was like, man, I get to actually play these good guys. Because like in the actual pool of Evo, I played like some like Silver Falk and like a Gold Zangief, and I was like, well, I guess I'm out of pools.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, what a great success that I've had.
Evo has like 2 pool stages, right? So it has the first pool, and then you just get put through to another pool anyway.
Alright, so you've got day 1 pools, and then day 2 is split into day 2 pools, and then you're like path to top 16.
Yeah, you path to the top 64.
So I got through day 1 pools, and then I got out of day 2 pools in losers because I had to beat Storm Kubo and then play Momochi.
Yeah.
And Momochi put me into losers, and then I beat that Chris Nguyen, I think his name is, the hitbox guy. I put him out, and then he's an Akuma player. Like I can't remember.
I can't think of it.
Then I had to run through losers, and then obviously I got put out in 97th. But it's like, yeah, like the fucking day 1 pools are a joke. Like I think if you get out, you get put out in day 1 pools. You've either drawn like horrendously poorly, right? You've gotten Daigo game 1, right? Or like you just ass. Like I'm sorry, but like Gold Zangief, bro. I was like, you're pretty good, man. GG's. And he's like, I don't even play this game. I was like, all right.
It's where everyone goes, isn't it, Evo? Like, even if they don't play the game too much, they'll just go there because it's like, I was having this conversation with Sam. Like, Evo was turning into like a con rather than like a tournament. Like, it's like it's got like a con vibe to it now rather than a tournament. People go there for the spectacle.
It's the prestige, isn't it? It's the final.
Yeah, it's like a spectacle now rather than like tournament first.
Yeah.
Well, see, day 1, day 2, it's like they hire this big like ballroom out, right? And like a massive, like I'm talking like a third of it is like it's still like setups and Street Fighter and Tekken and all that shit. But there's like 2/3 of the other side that are like people showing off games or
they've got like an artist alley and everything as well, ain't they? Because I think May used to go there.
Yeah, there's like cosplay stuff going on, and it's basically a con. Yeah, you're like, holy shit! You're like, this is all fucking.
Yeah, it's huge.
I mean,
I assume they've got like
an event,
I assume they've got like an arcade going on as well, right? With like all the old games and that in one of the corners too.
Yeah, they've got like all that kind of shit.
Because I really do want to go.
Saying that, I think that's what all tournaments should aspire to do. So it's not just a tournament saying there's like more for.
I don't know, because like what would you want to prioritize? Because I feel like if you start adding other things, does the tournament start to become the second priority rather than?
Well, if it becomes a detriment to the tournament, then no.
Yeah,
but like there's additional stuff is like there's no harm.
There's definitely additional because for us in the Midlands we have versus fighting, and there's only one complaint I have with versus fighting. I'll bring it up every time. I really don't like the venue. I think the venue's cramped. I don't know. You guys have been to VSF. I find it super cramped in that venue because there is the pools for that are horrible.
Yeah, I see. I'm annoyed because like I agree. Like I agree, pools are bad. Like they do get cramped. But it's my first ever major. So
yeah, true. It was your first one. It was my first as well.
I've got fond memories because like I got to the stream setup. I went up into the IMAX and was on the stage. So like I have like really fond memories of like not only playing in pools, having to like go up the ramp and being like, oh shit, there's a stage there. And, like sit down and have like a camera like next to me, like, oh shit, this is my first tournament, bro.
Quick, just mentioned it, but EGX is quite easily the best ran tournament I've ever been to, and I would probably say it's the best ran tournament in Europe, quite free, because the stuff that I had going on at EGX both years that I went was so good, especially with the monitor setups that they had to call people in. It was so smooth.
I really
you didn't have to have some lad shitting with a clipboard going, Frost! It's Frost here! Like, you didn't have to worry about
that. I remember my favourite one was, because I didn't know him at the time, right? Shout out to King Nasher, right? It was my first tournament I went to. There was just one boy for like 5 minutes just going, King Nasher! Like, I was like, is this guy here? Like, I was my first event. And he just kept shouting it. And I was like, bruh.
Yeah, it gets
Yeah.
bare hectic when you ain't got like proper organisation. But for versus fighting in particular, I just found that the pools were the most hectic I've been to of all the tournaments I've attended. Just because there's so many people in such a small space, you can't hear shit. Especially when there's a guy calling it like literally 6 feet away from you, and you can barely hear the guy.
Well, I think if someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, bro, they're calling you for your pool," and
That's
you're
what
there,
happens to me every time.
yeah, that's the something wrong if you're actually in the pool and they're like, "Yeah, bro, he's calling your name." You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
they've got to tap you on the shoulder, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, bro, you've been called. You've been called." You're like, "Oh, I am. I can't fucking hear a thing."
he's just there, like fucking hell.
Tom B. Tom B was the guy calling me. Yeah, he wasn't loud enough at all. He didn't put enough
he
oomph into
works
my
for
name.
that, yeah,
Yeah, he's one of the staff members, wasn't he?
I forgot. I don't really know him, to be fair. I just know him as the
it's
Kami
just-
player who doesn't like playing me.
Yeah. Well, I think I think he's put the stick down now. He's a Dota player these days.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
fair.
moved on.
Fair.
Greener pastures. But with the timer coming to 7, I think one's got to be somewhere tonight. So I am going to call it on the dot. I ain't going to let us go over because one said he had to peace out
I mean,
at 7,
I
I think.
can go on for like another 30 minutes. If you want.
I brought it up now, but if you might want to carry on, I didn't want to go over schedule in case
see when
in
it
case you
feels
wanted to
right
go.
to stop. When it feels right to stop, because I mean, we still got plenty of time to work with if that's the case. Like I wanted to ask just like literally before the stream finished, right? But I suppose I'll ask now as well. Is like, do you have really fond memories of like your first event that you went to?
Oh god, my first event was a Comic Con for Street Fighter 4, and we played on a projector that had minimum 15 frames delay. And I fought a Dudley who did nothing but dash and press down a heavy kick, and I couldn't do anything about it. And I went 0-2. I've never been so upset in my life.
Too strong.
He's too good, man, too good. So the first memory I've ever had of Street Fighter, no, because I remember I mentioned earlier, I used to play with my mates. We used to like split games together and play those games. Obviously, we stopped playing together at some point because I got better than them and they didn't want to play with me anymore. So I was training and stuff. I was proper talking my game up. I was like, "Oh, I'm going to crush this event. I'm going to destroy. Watch me get first. This will be easy." And they all thought I was going to win bare easy, and I got 0-2. It wasn't like a close 0-2. I got washed. I got bodied in front of a crowd. I felt terrible. So I ain't got no fond memories of my first event.
Hmm.
I think
What
my
were you on?
first. Well, SF4, I went to that one. It was like a charity event, the Baker Street one. That I played that on a flipping projector actually, but that was like a very casual thing. It wasn't really a tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Luxembourg one. So like, that was my first like actual, like FGC like local sort of, and I didn't realize at the time because I was just so whack back then. But they were playing on TVs, right? So there was already input delay from that.
Huge input delay.
But obviously, yeah, I play on PC, right? So there's even more delay on console. And I was dropping stuff, but I was chalking up to nerves, so I didn't really know. So that was an issue. But like proper like actual event, it was Celtic Throwdown. I definitely have fun memories. I think that's definitely like the best experience. I don't know if it's because it was the
is that the one
first
where
experience.
Is that the one where the Peasy clip came from? Where Peasy's fighting you with Nash or something on the setups?
Yeah.
Is that the one I'm thinking of it?
So there's a story to that, all right?
Alright, go on.
So, I played sets with Nightcross. I don't know if you know him. He's a
Pull the picture.
Dowson player.
Pull the picture. Sorry.
So I was playing
I don't have
Dowson. I was
access.
playing his Dowson, and his Dowson is very it's very active. He's constantly teleporting. He's just all over the screen, all right? Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. But either way, he was beating me because I was whack back then. And I didn't know how to nicely say, okay, I've had enough. Leave me alone. Like, I'm done. I'm spent. I can't play the game anymore. Because there's a point where like, you just run out of steam, right?
Yeah, you got nothing left.
Yeah, mentally, you're just drained. Like, you can't play anymore, right? So I had that happen. We got done, and then I was just talking to PZ, and then we were just memeing about, like, oh, his Nash sucks and everything. If you're going to show the picture, then I need to show you a clip, all right? I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Okay?
sure.
Pictures
Send me
in
the
chat,
clip.
to be fair.
I'll bring the clip up.
The pictures
And
in chat. It's funny.
there's another clip that you guys need to see, all right, about Poisesto's Nash. If we're
DM.
going to start bringing out dirt, then I'm going to start bringing up my own dirt.
Alright, go on, bring in the dirt. Go on.
There's a meme, like, I was just calling his Nash trash. It was just a meme, how bad it is and everything. I didn't believe in it. Yada, yada, yada. Right. And
GG's,
so
bro.
obviously after being a spent force, sorry, I was done. Okay, he beat me, and I was like, okay, not much I can say. Yeah, he CA'd me, and then
Mate,
I think Fire
Peasy's
posted a picture of that.
expression's killing me.
I can hear his voice as well. Like, do you know his laugh? Like,
Oh man.
So yeah, I guess he bested me that day. But all right, if we're gonna be sharing links, all right, hold on.
come
I'm
on.
still looking. Hold on, yeah, hold on. I'm finding it. All right, we're talking about PZ's Nash, yeah.
I want to see the sauce. I want to see.
I've
clip.
never seen this clip, so this
I'll
is the
show
first
that
for me.
clip to everyone. Let chat see. Let
This
chat
may
see.
this may briefly destroy the camera setup. I apologize.
This is fine. Don't worry. You still hear our sweet voices.
Okay, here we go. Here's the clip. Oh, this is old OneStepLayered right here.
Yeah, man, this is
Man.
mad.
Look at that hair.
Oh, Poisesto's Nash is the
Wait
best
for
thing.
it.
Okay, there you go. See.
He rage quit. You see
There you
that?
go. Poisesto's Nash is like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I kind of miss this UI. This UI is nice, man.
Bruh, this white and gold UI is whack. They
It's
need
so-
definitely
it's so
change
disgusting.
it. I was hoping they changed
Any
it
of
for
you
Champion Edition, but
click
they
that.
didn't.
Yeah.
That any of
That's a
you
good clip, though. I
ever
like
say
that. That's good.
Poisesto's Nash is godlike.
See? You guys thought his Nash was clean, but look at that.
Too clean.
Oh, big oof there for PZ. I mean, I still think that this image is gold. This image is
Okay.
liquid gold.
Right,
Right,
you don't need a.
Alright,
don't need
moving
to
back on.
No. We went past this now.
But yeah, so CT was definitely like my best. I think it was like the first event like I properly went to. Like, so you have to fly there, hotel, and everything. That's the first time I've ever done anything like that. And I met everyone decided to go to it. So like everyone I talked to in my stream, or not everyone, most of the people that could make it went. We all met up. We all ate together and everything. I think I did okay in the pool for considering how I played back then. It was all first to 3. There was so many setups, so everyone was playing casuals all night.
I've heard
It was
nothing.
really
I've heard
good.
nothing but good things about CT personally, especially when it comes to the casuals after the
Yeah,
tournament.
like so. I only went that 1 year, unfortunately, but yeah, I think CT does tournaments like really, really well.
That was
To
what
trigger
Brussels was
anyone,
going to be
that
this
was
year,
the big
man.
appeal. See, that was the big appeal for me for Brussels. Was because
That's what it was going to be
24
this year, man.
24-hour event, yeah, that's really good as well.
All the boys were going
Yeah.
to be there.
It's such a shame, man. It's
Next
such
year,
a shame.
all right, maybe not next year, but maybe the year after. Right?
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Trust me.
And it's still Street Fighter 5, so
Trust me, we'll still be on the same game, so don't worry.
you're not changing character either. I don't care. No one in this call is changing characters in a year's time. I don't care. I don't care who they reveal. Boggins, stop.
Boggins will say he'll change, and he'll change for like a month, and be like, "Okay, I'm destined to play Cody.
I'm
I'll
sick
put
of this.
Much time
I'm
into
sick of this
Cody.
character.
I
Like,
love
I'm going to run
Cody."
sets with you, SoundBoi, because my Cody's
Loses
now
to
rusty again.
Karen, what character?
Hey, look, all I'm saying, if there's a character that covers her bad matchups, I'll learn.
Oh, shut up.
Well, so actually,
Every
that's a good
time.
point. Other than Abigail, as far as I'm aware, what are Karen's bad matchups?
Abigail and Guy for 2 big ones for Karen, I think.
Okay.
Her bad matchups. All right, so there's like I'd categorize them to 2 sections, right? Her worst matchups where they're just like they're really bad, and then her these are annoying. These aren't in her favor per se, but Karen can definitely handle them and deal with them. Worst ones: Honda, Manat, Abigail, Birdie, and personally, I'd argue Sim.
Honda's bad for Karen. I really didn't expect that.
100. What?
I didn't expect that at all.
We've discussed this so many times. What you mean?
Fam, Karen can like contest a lot of what Honda's doing.
Nah, you're trolling. I don't believe you. Nah, he's memeing.
I'm not trolling. I
can't see
thought
his
it'd
face
at least be
'cause his face is
5-5.
blurry on Discord, so I can't tell if he's memeing or not.
I thought it was at least going to be. I thought it was going to be like a
It's a
5-5.
bad matchup. It's like any character that like out neutrals her is a bad matchup because that's all she's got really. Especially in this season now that her corner game is just like not what it is. I think if she had that corner game, which like previous season, she could deal with her bad matchups.
Well, yeah, the corner game rendered every
you in
match.
the corner, isn't it?
The corner game
That's
made every
actually, like,
matchup a 5-5 because she could just coin flip
Yeah.
to death in the corner.
I agree with that for sure. But now it's been nerfed that like her bad match has just gone a lot worse.
Yeah, she's fair now.
You start telling people that then, huh? People don't believe that.
I do. I mean, I even told you last season that I think Karen was fine as a top tier. I was fine when she was top. I liked it.
I'm okay with it now.
Otherwise,
No, I'm okay with
think
it now. Like, as a top tier, like, nah, because the reason she was top tier was like, if you fucking beat her in neutral, she could coin flip you to death in the corner, right? So like, I wasn't okay with that aspect. I'm okay with where she is now. She's strong and she's probably still super high tier, right? And it's just purely because like, if you're a good player, like you've got good fundamentals, good neutral, you can hit confirm, you're gonna beat most people. Because you're just gonna be better, right? There's not gonna be like
a good example of that because, like Phenom, I don't know if he mains her, but he definitely still plays her. Like every now and again, he switches by like the week, it seems. But like his Karen's always been really strong because he's just a good neutral player.
But that's it. Like if you've just got good neutral, good awareness, like it's not like you're gonna have a character. You're like, oh well, you know what? Actually, even though I win neutral, like he's got this option he can just rely on, and it keeps me out. Like I don't feel for Karen. There's that many. Like other than like maybe Abigail, right? Which I can really think of, and maybe Geef. Like honestly, but like you. But like 90% of the cast, then right? 90% of the cast, you're just gonna hit like normal shit, and you're gonna beat them.
Surely Birdie's better now. Surely Birdie's not as bad after the nerfs.
Oh, like he's still outranges her.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's how I feel on Kaiga.
It's mad damage, and Karen's obviously got like little health. So
can you punish sweep, or have you not got a sweep punish?
Yeah, I can punish sweep. V-skill one.
What?
Just
Orange?
use your own long ass sweep. Use it enough on me.
If there's if they space it out, you can't sweep back.
I was gonna say sweep back won't work. It's too slow. He's gonna retract his hitbox too quick.
You can do V-skill 1 uncharged to beat it.
I mean, as long as you got a punish for that. I hate when Karen can do it versus Kage, but she has any character with a safe sweep in this game infuriates me because CC sweeps exist.
Bro, people can punish Karen's sweep. Even
Kage can't punish it at max range. I've checked.
Can you not DP it?
Nope, Kage can't punish Nash's at max range either. He's really bad for sweep punishes.
Nash's sweep's kind of weird though.
It's even a bit weird, but you can't DP it, you can't tatsu it, you can't do anything. Can't super it.
Yeah.
Ruffian kick gang, you know.
Trust me, Ruffian kick makes so many sweep punishes easy for Cody.
That's why I beat what's his name, Jamal.
Because he sweeps a lot.
The guy just yeah. I mean, I I'm not saying he's bad, but like just does sweep sometimes, and I'm like, well, I can Ruffian kick that, and it makes the birdie matchup so much more bearable because like I think it's quite an autopilot thing for birdies to be like, oh well, I'm spaced, I'll just sweep, and I'm like, not on me, baby, and they still don't learn, and I'm like,
that's who one should pocket. Why ain't one got to pocket Cody? He does all right against all the matchups that he wants to do all right in.
He does bad against Sim and Manette.
He's terrible against Sim, but he's all right. I don't think he's that bad against Manette. It's not a great matchup, but he can fight that. If you think Karen's useless, Cody does all right.
I hate it, but Cody has options.
Yeah, you can definitely bust her up. But Abigail and Geef, he goes 5-5 Geef and he destroys Abigail like hard.
I think the Abigail matchup's like 6-4.
I think it's probably his best matchup. That's competitively like relevant.
If you get a Cody sub, you're also contracted to be on this podcast.
Yeah, true. No pay.
No pay. You're entitled to moan about him as much as you want.
I'm fully waiting for a OneStepLayered like learning new character stream, innit? Get him on a Smurf account on a new character.
Layered Lads podcast. Let's go. Let's go. Get Lamar.
What we should do is we should set up a OneStepLayered stream.
If a character that I enjoy and want to play covers her bad matchups, I would 100% put time into playing them. But
are
no
you going to pick up
any?
You're going to try Rose, right? Rose seems like a character literally made for you, and Cal as well, because Cal's a big Rose fan.
I'm going to play Rose when she comes out, 100%.
Yeah,
I'm down to try all new characters for sure.
Buff Laura? I'm mad. Sorry.
I really enjoyed Seth, but Seth. Like if
you're gonna pick Seth, you main Seth. You don't pocket Seth.
That's not exactly. It's not a pocket character. It's
the same as Rashid. You can't pocket Rashid because he's always better than your main, guaranteed.
It's like, why wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna main this character. Why would I pocket them?
Okay, my G is I just don't like the character, and Akuma.
One can't buff for DPs.
What happened to your Kage?
Kage I just played because Kage was cool.
Wait, you had a Kage?
I played ranked with him. I made a Smurf ranked with him. I got to golden. I played it for that one day, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm done. I'm happy. I had my fun. The only thing I wanted to do on that Smurf, right, was the 4 axe kick combo into demon. and a
I know the
demon
one you're
setup. And
talking about.
I accomplished both of them. They probably aren't optimal, but that's what I wanted to do, and I accomplished that, so I'm happy.
Did you get the 5 stomp into demon though? That's the real.
That's a
optimal
5
shit.
stomp?
Yeah,
I didn't know
there's
there was a 5 stomp.
You got to get a counter hit heavy kick stomp on perfect melee, and you can get 5.
See, the only one I know is the crouch fierce, axe kick, button axe kick, V trigger cancel. Then you do the same thing into demon. But that's mad satisfying to pull off.
Yeah,
It's that
bro,
day one,
I did that day
no.
one. I wanted to main Kage from then and there. It was so sick. I was like, bro,
That's
this is Street Fighter 4 all over again. Let's go.
It's that Kage reveal trailer combo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was so cool,
You
man.
watch that, you're like, oh, that's the combo I'm gonna do. Like,
So from
Kage's a cool character. He's just
yeah, man.
what's the point in playing him? You know what I mean? That's
from season 5, like who would you guys? Let's just say your character, just theoretically, your character becomes unplayable, right? So they get nerfed out of the game. If you had to pick a season 5 character to give a go as a main for, I don't know, like 2 months, who are you picking out of the
Rose.
roster that's been revealed? You wouldn't go for a single one. Rose.
I'd play Rose. Like, I think Oro doesn't interest me. Dan is funny, but like that's as far as it goes.
If you want to main Dan, like you're either Ixion or Strange.
Yeah. Akira, I didn't even play Rival Schools. It's cool. I like how they've tied universes, but like I don't really care. Rose, I really enjoyed in 4. Like, it's not my style. Like every character I've ever played as a main has had a command grab, right? Every single one. So they better give Rose one, right? But like every single character I've played has a command grab.
No, let's not give her a command grab.
Give me one, right? And like if I play Rose, which I did play in 4, it's the only character I've decided to put time into that doesn't have something like that. And it's kind of weird, but I really like the character, so I was like, I'll play her when she comes out for sure. If Cody gets like, because the one thing I'm afraid of, right? It is the Cody podcast. I can go Cody fucking moan
Yeah,
if
go
I
on.
want.
Go on.
Right? Is
Here we go, chat.
if
Here
they
we go.
unnecessarily nerf Cody, I'm going to be very upset because you want to make VT2 3 bars, okay? I can handle that. I can deal with that. That's okay. You touch anything else with the pipe, you don't play Cody because you don't know shit. Like, honestly, you touch anything else to do with the pipe, you have no idea what you're talking about. You don't play the character. You just moan because you don't know the setups and you get hit by them all the time, okay? Stop, lab, play the character. You'll moan just like me, trust me. Right? They need to buff knife, you know, and fucking give me like a level 16 zonk, you know? No, but buff knife, fucking, you know... you got the zoom in on this, decent. But nah, man, I'm fucking like basically. I'm afraid they're gonna nerf Cody unnecessarily, and they're gonna panic and basically destroy EX Zonk, destroy maybe even EX Fireball, hit some of his normals, and again they will hit VT2. They'll do something, and I'm afraid they'll go overboard and basically make it like okay, and it should be that V trigger that's like kind of, you know, comebacky, but like make it 3 bars. So, like, you know, that's fine. Make it more in line with other comeback V triggers, sure. But if they really destroy him, my hope is going to be in Rose, basically, or if they buff Alex.
I don't think, at least in the next patch, I don't think the biggest nerf is going to be direct. At least for the characters that I tend to play, I like to play aggressive characters. So Cody, Kage. I don't think the biggest nerf is going to be from the changes themselves, but I'm scared of that new battle mechanic. If it's a defensive battle mechanic that specifically hurts aggressive characters like Cody and like Kage that want to get in and threaten plus unblock situations, if that's a defensive mechanic that makes those characters worse, that is an indirect nerf to everyone that plays that way, and it's a buff to characters like, you know, Sagat, Dulcim, Minot, so on and so forth. Because I think that mechanic's going to be defensive. There's no way it's aggressive because the game's far too aggressive as it is.
I think that's the one thing I'm interested in the most is what that mechanic will be.
Yeah, because like if all the characters that play like a defensive oriented game, if that's a defensive mechanic that buffs those characters, like the good defensive characters right now are like Goyle. I think Karin's fairly defensive, or she's like a mix of both, but I'd say you can play her quite defensively. Who else is there? There's another character I'm forgetting. But any defensive character getting a big buff from a brand new system mechanic that nerfs all of the aggression would be insane. Like if it nerfs like Rashid hard, for instance, with his aggressive player style. Like, I'm shook at that at the moment. I don't really care what they do to my character as much as that battle mechanic, because they could ruin the game for me.
Well, someone gave a really good idea, like defensive mechanic, like any extra defensive mechanics in this game, as long as they're still in line with the rest, like in the sense that they're still like a committal option, right? Like I'm down for it. I hope it doesn't destroy
I'm down
the
for
way
it for
the
sure.
game. Yeah, I hope it doesn't destroy the way the game like flows. But like at the end of the day, we do need more defensive options. And that's
for
fine.
sure.
But someone gave me, he's in the chat, Karate Man said like a really sick idea. I remember he told me the idea of like, what about like red V skills or some shit? You know what I mean? You could burn V bar and like use it to like buff your V skill, gets extra properties. That's mental.
So like you spend an extra bar, or you spend a V bar you spend one V bar, and you get one like let's say you're playing Kage, you get one use of his enhanced V skill if you spend like a V bar.
Something like that. Like it's just extra property. Like say that you do like Sagat, he would just get the charge. You don't have to fucking do the animation. He would get like the angry scar, and that would be for like it would be different for everybody, but it would be like you burn a V bar and you get like a little something extra for your V skill. And some characters it'd be mega useful, and some characters it'd be like, like imagine like you made Karen's Pam actually a V skill.
I want what Joke said, which is a V trigger counter, something you can do that turns V triggers off. So in Soul Calibur 6, that exact thing exists now. You can like shut down a soul charge. You can't like you have to inevitably take a V trigger in this game. You have to stop playing and let the other player. Like if you're fighting a G, there's a point in each round where you've got to go, right, I got to stop playing now, otherwise I die to the GV trigger. If you could turn that off with a hard read, like if you get like their rhythm down or something, I don't know what kind of attack it would be, or like what kind of like parry, a counter, like a throw attack or some shit like that turns the V trigger off. But if you could turn the V triggers off, I feel like this game would go like it would 180 in like the tempo.
The only danger for me is like some characters, if you had an option to turn V triggers off, right, just as a mechanic, some characters wouldn't be as relevant as they are now. But I think if you're going to start implementing stuff like that, like I don't think Cody's in that category now. He was before, absolutely, where without V trigger, he wasn't a functioning character. He didn't.
Yeah, he was completely reliant on V trigger too before. Karen's like we're opposite ends of the stick right now, because like me and you. Early seasons, Cody was quite hyper dependent upon the pipe. Karen, go on, say it. Say she doesn't have a V
system, man.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Well, it's but basically, it's something when we were discussing the Cody matchup. I was like, you can just blow all your V reversals if you want. You don't need them.
Yeah, like she had a really good V reversal before. She could get Oki off of it, which was like nuts, but
dumb.
That was bad, dumb.
Why do you think it's
I don't want to always have the V reversal. I mean, I want something cool as well.
Yeah,
everyone's got these fancy V triggers and everything. I'm just like, oh well, I just V reversal. That's
it's the same as Street Fighter 4 in that only certain characters benefit largely from like the FADC system. Like Shoto's or Invincible reversal characters, they get more like payoff from FADCs, and in Street Fighter 5, it's more about the V triggers that can throw big comebacks. So, like if you think about Dhalsim's V trigger, Karin's V trigger, like they're slow payoff. You have to hit the opponent like 3 or 4 times with that V trigger to get like somewhere meaningful. But you know, G, one touch, all right, cool, guess the game now. It favors certain characters way more because of how explosive it is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with
that. Yeah.
The idea of maybe being able to like drain V meter.
It'll be like something to interact with the V triggers that's more than just, all right, I've got to hold this. I can't do anything now. It's his turn to play. I think that's where I tend to get annoyed with the game, because it's quite linear in the way it operates. You aren't allowed to respond to certain things.
Well, yeah, 9 times out of 10, sweep activate's going to happen.
Bison slide, activate. You jump the first slide, he slides again straight away because it's got stupid recovery. It's like, that's the Bison.
It's just like, fuck's sake.
Like, I baited that. He's doing it again anyway. All right, cool.
We've neutral jumped, your punish is whiffed, and then he slid again, and you got crush countered. You're like, you having a laugh?
And endless fun against Bison, isn't it? Bloody hell. But yeah, like, why should shut that down? Or honestly, just like adjusting it so that's minus, like looking at VTCs, doing something to the V triggers. I want them to place that mechanic around VTCs and that whole VTC meta, or V triggers in general.
Someone just said about proximity normals. I'm not a fan of proximity normals, honestly.
I don't like prox normals. Really
I like having a set of normals that are just mine.
Proximity normals are good in theory because everyone gets more normals. Like, that's a good thing. You get more normals to play with, but they should be on command normals rather than proximity, because you can't control the proximity of these normals. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes a punish is going to put you so far away that you can't access that close attack.
Yeah.
And it's kind of RNG, I suppose, because like if you're like a pixel out of that proximity range, that punish gets screwed over, and you weren't in control of that. I never liked that. I like being in full control of my normals at all times.
Yeah, I know what I'm going to get every time. Like,
I might prefer it this way, yeah.
Yeah, and the same thing as well is like if I'm going to go for a punish, no matter what range I'm at, if it's a 7-frame punish, if my 7-frame is in range, it's going to be my 7-frame punish.
Yeah.
It's like
Never changes.
I hated the idea that like if they were a bit closer, a bit further away, I had to actually think about that and be like, "Fuck." Man.
It can screw you. It can
Because-
screw you up. It's really annoying.
And there'll be some things like imagine like Honda headbutt and shit.
Well,
Like,
fucking hell! Don't. No,
if it's
I don't
done
want to.
slightly further away, you're like, "Oh shit, my punish whiffed," and then he just fucking headbutts you again. You're like, "All right, cool." Fucking brutal, man. I'm telling you, Honda players. I'm telling you, you sway a butt slam, they still do it. They just don't learn. They never learn.
Hey, you tell him, man. Tell him.
And he's smilers, you know what I'm saying? Aye, well, we've got to, who you missed?
Yeah, I can't see anything anymore, chat, so.
Literally, I can see that, Boggins.
No, I got.
Wait, what?
He's gonna have to move it again, isn't he? You chat can't see what's going on.
Do you have to go?
I put a message in the chat. Wait.
No, for real, if you want to wrap it up around now, I mean, that's a good time. I mean, we don't... any
No, I'm
awkward
just
silence.
asking because I'm just trying to be a good host, innit?
Of course, but no,
I'm
if you
trying
want
to keep you
wrap it
more
up
than you have to,
Stand
though,
up,
'cause I know
bro,
you've got
don't you worry.
responsibilities.
It's been fun, man. I've really enjoyed this. I hope you
Oh,
have
I've
as
enjoyed
well.
it. Honestly, like I think
100%, yeah.
last episode was bare formal because I think it was their first time. I was trying to like proper host it, but you just sit down and chat for like 2 hours in it with your mates.
You ever tried
It's all it
DLT?
is.
Never said.
I got some.
No,
I got
like-
some. I got some kinks to work out with the presentation of it all because I was on a timer trying to set all this up.
You were like, it was like, we had like an hour, right?
Oh,
I was like, you got like an hour.
oh! I'm still here. I'm still here. It quiet out for a sec. It quiet out for a sec.
How dare you?
I'm
No,
sorry.
But we were like, you've got like an hour. We can set this up, no problem. And then like, I know it's one bar, Cody, but we got like you spent like 50 minutes, right? And you got to fucking like near crunch time, and you were like, I'm still having the same problems. I'm still having to fucking adjust the camera. I'm still having to figure it out. And then like we eventually got it sorted, and then there we go, sorted now. Man was panicking though. Might have to run the podcast in casual matches. Oh, fair enough. It's my one bar, man. I'm just affecting it. I'm sorry.
I think
This
for
is a
one, I
relay
think for one of the
server.
podcasts in future, I don't know how you'd set it up, but it'd be really cool if we could just get like each other's account to stream through to one feed on OBS. I don't really know how you'd do that. I guess you stream it through Discord, and then we could just play some matches halfway through.
I was just gonna say, yeah, like a really good idea, like stealing it from the Capcom Pro Talk. Do like a segment near the end, or even
yeah,
in the
we just
middle.
play some games,
where
innit?
We just play and we just talk and just like chat absolute
Again,
shit.
just a laugh, innit? At the end of the day, like I'm not trying to make it professional. We're just having a laugh. innit?
No, you know, people don't show up to be like, so, Mr. One, how did you
Just
get
wait,
your
I'm not trying to
competitive
fucking
start
give him a
in
question there.
Street Fighter 5 esports? You know, it's like, nah, fuck that. Like, I'm gonna ask you, like, what annoys you about Cody? You know, like, what would you nerf?
Oh, we can go
Like,
there. We can go there.
No, let's not go there. Let's
I'm
not
gonna
go
cut
there.
the stream off before you do that. You're getting off the show before you do that.
But no, I think I'll sort that out for the next one. Obviously, like I'm sure we'll bring you back at some point if you want to come back.
Yeah, of course, bro. I love you guys, man. Don't you just tell me when. I'll come through, man.
Because I still want to get you and Sam on at the same
In the
time.
build-up. Sorry.
Because I want to get you and Sam on it, like for 4 of us at once. Because I think that'd be bands. Honestly,
so good.
that'd be fucking
Yeah,
fucking hilarious.
We had a moment, you know, we were like in the build-up. I was like, "This is my homie, man. We gotta get him on." And then Logan was like, "What did you say again?" You said some shit like he's having a moment. What was it? I was like, "That's why you're the first guest," and you were just like, "You were the cheapest option." That was it.
Yeah, you were the lowest entry fee.
Just
But yeah,
trying to get
we'll get we'll get other people on, and then obviously we're gonna bring one back at some point because one's the homie, one's the. Don't zoom in. Don't
When's-
do.
When's Taijutsu stream?
What?
Show me the fucking.
Listen,
You know what I mean?
alright?
You were like.
I have stuff. You'll have to see me offline. All right, I'll do it offline.
I don't want to fight you offline, bro.
Offline only tech, man.
I was like, see me offline, like in response to. I was like, bro, I'm good. Like,
Man, I'm never gonna forget
I just
what
want- I
one
just
pulled
want
up
to
on me.
see
He
some
was
boobs,
like, one pulled up on me one time. He was like, Boggins, I'm not scared of you. Boggins.
It's true. Nah, because you're like, oh, I'm gonna fight you, or bruh, this, that, and the other. I'm like, some other human being. You think I'm afraid?
I was gonna say, like, you've got like tonfa training. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we've got pocket sand. You could like spin elbow blades, you know, and like fuck us up. That's what I think.
I do. Oh no, I'm not gonna say it. It's fine. Continue. Sorry.
I'm just talking shit. I'm not even speaking real English anymore.
I have weapons back there. All right.
Do you
obviously
actually have
training-
weapons?
Yeah, I've got training.
I've got a
weapons.
couple size under my bed somewhere.
I got a baseball bat.
I got a size katanas. Yeah, I got a baseball bat.
Hey,
man.
we're the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You want to see my pellet gun? Hold on. Wait.
A pellet gun.
I probably shouldn't
I
show
don't-
this on stream, to be fair, but it's just an AK, isn't it?
Right, so you've got Tomfers.
Oh, I don't. Oh, okay.
Wait, that goes a bit beyond. You said pellet gun, right? I was thinking Nerf. I was thinking you had a Nerf gun, bro. That's an AK-47.
I said, don't fuck with me, okay? You wanna
Mate,
fuck
that's an
with me?
AK.
Yeah, that's kind of POS, man.
Mate, you ain't here on deployment. Like, where you got that bit of kit for?
What? What?
I ain't messing with Cal anymore. Man's gonna
Yeah,
pull up on
do you know
me.
why we bought it? Do you know why we bought it? For real, I'll tell you right now before
Go
we
on.
cut it off. So obviously quarantine, right?
Yeah.
I'm bored in the house. I'm saying I'm
Okay,
just bored. I
yeah.
have nothing to do. And there's people in my street that break the rules. They'd be hanging out in groups of 3 and 4. You know, early lockdown. That's against rules. So I'm in
Pop
my
it out the
attic.
window.
So I wait for 1 in the morning, right? And I can even show you on cam if you want right now. I'll take the blanket down. I look down at like a public footpath from the attic. So I just wait till it's pitch black. I grab a beer and I just aim out the window.
Just target practice. No, I
And
understand.
people
Yeah.
walk past. You know, you're in a group of 5.
But if the law aren't going to do it, take the law into your own hands, honestly.
Someone's getting shot in the arse, and then I'm going to hide in the dark. And then
Can I
you're going
mention
to go, ah, and I'm just going to start laughing. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to mention something real quick here. All right,
Go
we're
on.
probably gonna have to end it straight after I say
Yeah,
this. Right?
yeah, yeah.
Imagine if a brown guy did that. That's what I'm saying. Ends true.
Oh, he
But no
plays
one
the
knows-
race
no one
card.
knows
Do
who-
the
Oh,
right. Just
be
do.
honest.
You've ruined it.
I'd get police
You-
over. The whole neighborhood community watch will be on my at my door. But SoundBoi over here, all right, he's all like, yeah, I'm just having a laugh, man. I've got a beer in one hand, I got a gun on the other, man. It's whatever, man. Like it's whatever.
Vigilante street justice, okay? You can't be hanging out in groups of 5. I'm doing the UK government's
Yeah,
work.
but if I tried doing that, what would happen? I'd be
Okay,
on a
but-
list.
Listen, you got a
The
point,
police
okay?
will be over. I'll get MI5 on me. I'll get everything like tracked. I've got
Listen.
like a flipping ice cream van there, just like watching my every move from my window. Like it's rough, man. That's
Listen,
all I'm
listen.
saying.
I know my privilege.
Do the rise up.
Oh, yeah. Let me check my
Shut the
AK.
fuck up and do the rise up. Jesus Christ, man.
Hold up.
I just had to tell it how. I just had to tell it how it is, man.
No, you're right. You're right. You fair.
Hey, you said it, not me.
Listen, it's lawless in these streets. Let's go.
Right, are you ready to do it? We're going to rise up, yeah?
All together, yeah.
Yeah, all together. We've got to make sure it's in unison, yeah? So we've got to time it correctly. Yeah?
I'm on a delay.
Nah, you're not. Trust me, you're not.
No, there's
you're
not a delay.
Okay.
Just fine. Just if you man go with me, we should be fine.
Okay.
Arms up, everyone.
All right, cool. Prepare it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Rise up! Woo! Let me get someone step
Spam anything, man.
pace.
Walls of emos. Let's go.
I need that as a special sub thing on your channel there, please. If you could do
Okay,
that.
yeah, I'm down. Yeah, definitely, yeah, for sure.
Sorted, boys.
Another rare alert to the collection.
Well,
No
that's
problem.
been Mayor's Office episode numero dos. I hope you've all enjoyed. We'll be back again. I mean, I don't want to set a date, but we'll be back around 3 weeks ish next month, mid-month,
Yeah,
probably on a
something like
Thursday again.
Yeah, around 5 o'clock till 7.
I was going to say it's probably going to be around the same time as well. The same time slot works. I think one's got to go, so I'm going to let you all off now. I'm going to put on the end screen.
Oh, you guys got to shill yourself. What?
Hmm?
Shill everything. This is your time.
Oh yeah, socials and that. Yeah, right. Sure, socials. I mean, you man already know my social. It's at Bella Medica. I need to make a Mayor's Office Twitter and stuff. Honestly, in a
Everyone
certain,
in
I
the
think.
chat follows me already.
Nah, you still got to do it. Nah, you still got to do it. You still got to do it. Come on.
Gonna follow at
Oh,
Soundest
well, I've only got the
Boys.
Twitter.
I'll be
Go on, drop a follow on
professionals.
at Bella Medica if you're odd.
on his
Proper
Twitter,
amateurs. I need to
right?
add.
SoundBoi, what's your Twitter? Because it
At
ain't
so-
SoundBoi, is it?
It's at Soundest of Boys if you want to follow me. I just, retweet shite. And yeah, that's about it.
We're very good
Nah,
hosts, as you can tell.
He's got a Twitch as well. He's got a Twitch. What's your Twitch, SoundBoi?
SoundBoi.
I'm trying to let people know.
That's fine. I don't stream though.
He says he don't stream, but he does. All right, so make sure
Listen,
you follow
guys,
him.
follow OneStepLayered and all the socials, guys.
Listen,
I'm talking about Instagram. I'm talking about Twitter. I'm talking about YouTube, baby. And most of all, I'm talking about Twitch.
This
Yeah.
guy, this
all
episode,
OneStepLayered.
this episode is about
OnlyFans. I got
OneStepLayered.
that too. I got that too.
If you want to see
Don't
one's
worry
arse
about
cheeks in the
Reddit.
dark, the OnlyFans is the place to go.
If anyone gets the wrong idea, because I do have an OnlyFans, they wanted me to give my driver's license to them, and I
Bro,
said
that's
no.
your fault for
They
making an
won't let me do
OnlyFans.
anything.
Everyone's going to get the wrong idea. That's your fault, fam, for making one. You know what I mean?
He's not wrong.
You can't say anything to
It was
that.
a
You know
meme,
I'm
man.
right.
It was a meme. What am I supposed to do?
It was a
All right?
meme, man. It was a meme.
But yes, everything OneStepLayered. I've got Discord as well, and YouTube. Search for OneStepLayered. I'm doing weekly uploads sometimes.
Oh, he is now, yeah.
More uploads every week. So check it out if you could. You might enjoy it.
Fresh upload. When's the next fresh upload one? Let us know. Huh?
By the end of this week, 100%.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Sorted.
You know the deal. It's all about OneStepLayered, man. Thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate that.
I appreciate you coming
thank
on one.
you for having me. All right. I love these guys. All right. I talk to them almost daily. All right. They're great guys. Make sure you do follow them. Don't worry about me. Right? Just make sure you're following this channel. All right. Make sure you check their YouTube channel for this. It's Frost, right?
Frost XCVI.
On YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube, just I can't remember. Mate, I can't remember. I can't be asked to plug my own shit anymore. Okay, I'll do it next time.
Google the Mayor's Office Frost in YouTube. On YouTube, you'll find the.
It'll be on my Twitter. I'll upload it on Twitter.
uploads.
It'll be posted on there.
Ben Medica Twitter. All right. There you go. Thanks.
Thank you,
everyone,
Juan. Thank you for doing the
chat.
promo for us. Appreciate it,
Appreciate
pal.
it. No problem.
Right then, boys. We're all going to sign off now. Catch us all later. I hope you've enjoyed.
Have a good one.
All right, peace, boys.